just get. Yeah, I'll be with you in a minute, Fox. You just keep doing that. Yep.
I need to get my beard nice and neat for when you go live.
Yeah,
I've got to look my best for the people.
Yeah, I'm just getting a word from the gallery. There's a little bit of glare on your forehead.
Have you?
Yeah. Right.
Let me know when you go live, Ted.
Yeah. Oh, crikey, we are live. Hang on.
I was already prepared. I
haven't even had a shave.
I didn't see that. So embarrassing.
Right. Yeah. Right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to. It's actually Cyber Monday.
That's not even a real thing.
I don't even know what it is, but everybody's been saying it's
I resist this trend to put the word cyber on the front of everything. This isn't 1994, you know.
QVC and everything else on the telly have all been having cyber days, and I haven't a clue what they're on about. Maybe it's I don't know. No,
it's just nonsense.
Yeah, cyber. And I did a miscount last week. You know how I said last week it was 30 weeks. We've actually been broadcasting for 43 weeks. This is
that's almost as many weeks as I have years.
This is This is week 44. 44 weeks of us. You've stuck around.
Hello. Well, 44 weeks of Ted and slightly less weeks of me.
Yeah. And they still keep coming back, so we must be doing something right.
Yeah.
So good evening, everybody. Welcome to the eModels Monday night live stream, when we don't know what's going to happen.
It's Monday. Nobody knows. There are no plans.
So we'll have tonight the usual giveaways of a mug and a sticker. I've got some stickers to give away. I don't know if the phone will ring because them guys have been working busy like busy bees all weekend. I
did speak to Pete Mate at the end of the day on Friday, and they were knackered because they've been really, really bombed out. If you remember, we said last week they were closing the store on Friday to people coming in because they knew they'd be hammered because of Black Friday, and they got hammered. There was like 35 people working the picking and packing and shipping desk, and they still got battered. So
there'll be lots of shouts of who's got the sellotape? Who's got the sellotape gone?
Where's my finger thing gone? Oh,
did you pack that? Did you pack that in that box? No. Where's my cup of tea? Oh, I think I've wrapped it.
I think it's going to Bob in Skegness. I just get the impression John's got one of those like banker's fingers that you put on the end of your finger when you're doing documents and money and stuff. I get the impression John's got one of those, but I don't know why. I think that
a big flat finger.
No, I mean like the rubber thing you put on the end of your finger.
The little rubber things. Yeah.
The rubber knobbly thing. Yeah. You've done civil service. You remember the orange thing you put on the end of your finger?
Yeah. Counting the money. As Adrian David said, eModels are having a lie down. Maybe we might get a phone call tonight, just as an update and see what's going on.
You never know. You never know.
You never know. Right. It's up to you guys. It's your show, as you know. We do this for you guys. So if you have any questions, put them in bold. I mean capitals.
You'll get there in the end.
Yeah, put them in capitals, and we'll hopefully be able to spot it and read them out.
Yeah. As always, if you really want to, we do. As always, we've started having super chats, the little $sign at the bottom of the chat window. If you want to, you're more than welcome to pay a couple of quid, and your comment will be highlighted in big blue enormousness, and we can't possibly miss it.
Yep.
That's entirely optional. You don't have to do that.
Yeah. And the first question there from Toby Page. Hi, Ted and Fox. What make are your eModels jackets?
They are Helly Hansen.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know what that means, but I know the Helly Hansen. Apparently, it's quite good. I'm not a yacht type person, so I don't.
Yeah, it's the Helly Hansen workwear range, and amazingly, I used to freeze my
parts
bristles off my paintbrushes last year, and then Pete Mate sent me an eModels jacket, and I've hardly had the heating on in here this year.
Now he sent me one as well, and unfortunately I'm in a nice warm house, so that's why I don't wear mine in the summer, because this room is like 100 degrees in the summer. Right now it's cold because in this house we have two radiators, one in the bathroom and one in the hallway downstairs, so this house does stay cold in the winter, so I don't mind wearing the jacket now. It's actually quite handy.
I do know that they are available if you really want one. They're not cheap. They're not on the website. Certainly not yet. I don't know what he's going to do when he gets his merchandising sorted out, but they could be available by a special order, but you need to drop them a contact message and ask about them. I know that he can get them, and he has got them for people before.
Yep.
But
For those that don't know, Pete's dad actually runs the business that does the embroidering. That's how he gets them. So it's a very nice Helly Hansen jacket.
Yeah,
with the embroidering logo. It's all properly embroidered and everything. It's not stick on. But yeah, it's like if you drop him an email, it might not be able to, but you might be able to get one. It's not cheap though, so
yeah, and there's a big. Can you see it on the back? eModels.
Yeah, big eModels logo on the back.
eModels logo.
He has had a couple made for a couple of people. So if you really want one, drop him an email. He'll tell you how much they are, and then never hear from you again.
Michael Chapman.
Very nice though. So Mike Mountain says, "I got one." You have.
You have, yeah.
So far, Mike and Alan from Northwest Model have got one. Those two chaps.
Tony Black said he ordered an Ammo MiG T-shirt. It came with a sticker, bookmark, and an Ammo badge. Dead chuffed.
When I got sent some stuff by Ammo to do my Zaku that I've still not finished yet. I actually got the little tiny Ammo badge. I said, send me a big sticker so when I'm filming it for you, I can put it on my work mat and they can see it. And they sent me this little sticker about this big little enamel sticker. I'm like, yeah, that's not quite what I meant, but never mind.
Yeah. But on that note, on about merchandising, I know that Pete is seriously looking at and exploring the supplies of merchandising.
Merch. Branded merch. It's always the way to go.
So, there is, and I've told him, you guys want T-shirts. Yeah, so there's going to be some T-shirts, and there's going to be pencils and pens and knife sets and craft sets. And
we've had discussions. Not that we have no decision-making ability in the process, but we talk to Pete, mate, and the gang a lot, so we know the kind of things they're doing. And yes, they are trying to sort that out.
Yeah, so
there's a lot of balls in the air at the moment. Let's just say that.
Yeah. And I think this weekend things might have been a bit sort of distracted, and they'll be doing other things. But right, where else are we up to? Any questions that you've got? If you are watching this on a tablet or anything like that, and you can't get into the chat, you can always fire me a question across at ted@emodels.co.uk. I would say I'd put it in the chat, but it's pointless because you can't see it.
Don't forget, of course, if you are watching on the eModels website, emodels.co.uk/live, where the video player is, and you want to join in the chat, just click the little YouTube icon at the bottom of the video player, and it'll take you to the YouTube page where you can join in the live chat. TK's in.
Hi, TK.
Yeah, TK says, please.
I did spot him. I was just watching an email coming in as we speak, in fact.
Yes, TK says fleece vests. Smoo says mankinis. Smoo, send them your measurements. I'm sure they'll get your mankini made for you, but they'll want pictures, and then they won't want the pictures.
Yeah, once you get they're the sort of pictures that we can't put online.
Yeah.
But we can sell them.
Yeah. To the papers, unless you pay us enough.
Yeah. We'll send us the pictures and we'll hold you to ransom.
Yeah, we'll send them to Daily Mail so that every other word in the title of the article will be in capitals.
That's a good suggestion there from Troughton Chard. An eModels bag.
Yeah, an eModels carrying bag.
Yeah, an eModels. What do they call them? Dispatch bag.
See, it would be worth because you can do things like, I don't know if you can get them, but things like a travel box where you can put your paints and brushes and things into it, and it's all got little slots and areas. That'd be quite a good idea. I think we're looking at all kinds of things though. So. Yeah,
the sort of thing that they do. Nail artists have, and
Games Workshop do similar things and stuff like that. Those kind of like traveling, so you can take your little workshop on the go.
Yeah. So if you're going on holiday, you could take your modelling stuff with you.
And a response to someone who asked the question the other day about, should I take my sanding sticks on this plane while I'm flying from A to B? Somebody asked that some other day, and I'm like thinking, no, probably not.
Yeah,
you don't want to be sanding on an airplane with recycled air.
You might be all right and happy and pass a few hours, but I don't think your fellow passengers will be too happy as you're covering them with plastic dust through the air conditioning. No, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But I believe a Gundam would be good just to clip together. You could denub it before you went and then just clip it all together on there.
Yeah, snap it all together. Sit there on the plane, snapping your gunpla together.
Dave the Rum's gone back and says, "Can we make an eModels lunchbox?"
Yeah, we'll just Tipex out the Superman on it, and we'll just write eModels.
Yeah, and they'll put you and I on it, and then nobody will nick the signies at work. Yeah,
oh God, can you imagine branded lunchbox with me and you on it? There's like that's ticked off on the bucket list, isn't it? Be on a branded lunchbox. Superman, Iron Man, Hulk, me.
Right. Should we get the ball rolling? Have see what's in the emails for questions coming in this week.
Yeah, remember, folks, we don't plan what we're going to talk about apart from the what's in store, so we're desperate for your questions in the chat. So feel free.
Yeah.
Making it can be about anything.
Yeah, anything. Yeah, it doesn't have to be about modelling because, as you know, we usually start off with good intent and we start off and talk about modelling, and then we sort of ramble on and we get sidetracked, and before you know it,
1980s basically.
Yeah. If you mention the 80s nostalgia or the 70s, for those who are old enough to remember the 70s, or even little bits of the 60s.
No, don't do the 60s.
Yeah,
the 60s is proper black and white territory for me, Ted. So.
A question. How long do we spend on a model making session? How long do you guys spend on a model making session? 10 minutes or 4 hours or longer? I know you're a little bit different to most of us, Fox, because you sort of do it as a full-time job. Do you actually pick sections to sit down and do, or do you take a break, or do you just keep going until your stomach rumbles and you want dinner?
It depends what I'm doing. I mean, I'll go for as long as I can. There's times when I've got up in the morning and just started and not finished till I've gone to bed at night. So it depends what I'm working on. But I also have the lowest threshold for boredom in the world. So I do get bored of something really, even if I'm enjoying it, I get bored of it really easily. So if I'm doing, like the painty weathery bit, I can quite happily sit there for 12, 13 hours just working away non-stop. If I'm doing the denubbing or the decals or something I'm not enjoying, then that can be, I'll do a few hours and then I might accidentally turn on my computer and maybe watch a couple of episodes of West Wing, or accidentally fall over and turn the Xbox on for an hour or two. Because I know if I get to the point of going, when I'm doing something tedious, if I keep going, I'm just going to stuff it up. So I tend to stop and take a break for a little bit and then go back. But if I'm enjoying it, I can work all day non-stop. It depends what I'm doing.
Yeah, does modelling include cutting pieces off the sprue? Yeah. Because I'm a bit like Trot and Chad. I'll spend an hour finding all the bits, finding all the tools, finding all the bits, getting all the bits cut off. 10 minutes putting it together, then it's tea time, and you've got to put it all away again. So yeah, I do come in with good intentions as well. I'm a bit like you. If I come in and I sit down and don't distract myself by doing anything else, I can come in and I can get a good couple of hours in, really sort of enjoying it and building it. But if I come in and think, oh, how did I put that bit together, or what does that bit look like? I'll get on the computer, look at the computer, and then I'll spot something else on another side. Oh, well, I'll look at that. And before I know it, 3 hours have gone and I've not done anything. Yeah,
when Ted has to research his flesh tones, those are some of the least productive sessions.
Yeah.
I've done work all day. I've had it good. The other thing I was going to say is, I don't know what I was about to say. Brilliant. That's one of the reasons I stopped doing commissions a few years ago, was because more often than not, you're working on something you don't want to work on, or you haven't really got an interest in. And that's then even harder to force yourself to sit at the bench. So I really would work for half an hour and just go off and do something else because I was grumpy. So that's one of the reasons I stopped doing commissions, was it wasn't.
Yeah, the people always ask about commissions, and if it's something you're not keen on building, you'll take it on. If you're taking it on just for the money, no, don't bother, don't do it. Because if it's something you're building and you don't like it, as Fox says, you just ain't going to be interested and want to sit down to do it.
But the problem is you've got to do your best work because the person's paying you, so therefore you can't afford to sit there and go, oh, when you're doing it, you can't afford to do that. So yeah, that's why I stopped doing commissions. Doesn't mean I won't do a commission in the future if somebody comes up with something. And
I'm thinking that maybe as this winter goes on, I might take something on, just something small, just something that I'm interested in. I might take something on. Yep.
Adrian David says, I take my time when I put a kit together, but if I get a little tired or bored, I stop. That's exactly it. If you start to have that deep sigh moment, just walk away from it. You could walk away from it for an hour, go and have a cup of tea, go and sit and watch telly for a bit, or you could just take half an hour. You could just go outside and have a cigarette if you smoke or whatever, go and walk the dog, and then come back to it. Don't force yourself. That's the one thing you need to learn to do, is not force yourself to sit through the churn, because with every model build, even if, like me, you absolutely adore the hobby and it's your entire life, there are some parts I still hate doing. I mean, I really hate denubbing. I really do. So there are some bits where it'll still be grind, and you just step away for a little bit.
Yeah, it's usually a matter of just getting some music on in the background, or even a TV program on the monitor. I've got that going in the background. A bit of iPlayer catch up, and I'll just get down and get stuck in. But
a couple of quickies. Timber says, hi Timber. Timber says, does Fox's Xbox X? That's a really complicated sentence. That's got like 12 X's in it. Does Fox's Xbox X overheat? No, it doesn't. It's fine. It's in a little cabinet, and it's got lots of space at the back and the front, and it's not blocked in, so it's fine. Well, I've not really played anything 4K and HDR on it yet, so it's not really been taxed. Somebody mentioned The West Wing as being the best series ever. Yes, it is.
Well, I'm just reading him. Dave Wears a Rum Gone Back. He says, given half the chance, he'll spend all day at the bench. Yeah, sometimes you get like that. You get on a roll and you just don't want to leave.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've worked at the bench for hours straight down for a week before now, and the toilet's just there. I just go into a different room and it's there, but I'll still sit there for like 3 hours going, I need to go for a wee, but I'm doing this bit. The only bit that I'll really plan is if I'm doing, painting or denubbing and stuff, then I can stop and start whenever I want. If I'm doing spraying, if I'm airbrushing, then I will then decide, right, I have to get all the airbrushing done in one go, or at least all the red or all the blue or all the primer or whatever stage. And I will sit there and do that for hours and hours until it's done, because I hate having to do half the airbrushing, clean the airbrush out, come back the next day, do more airbrushing, clean the airbrush out. So I will actually sit there and do that all in one go every single time, because it's been worse than having to come back the next day and you've got to clean the airbrush out again. So that bit I will then say, I'll set aside a day and say, right, I'm going to finish for today because I need to do the priming, and that's going to take me all day, so I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah,
that's what I try and do. If I'm airbrushing, I'll try and get everything blatted out at once. But you can guarantee that as soon as you clean your airbrush, you put it away, you'll find a bit that you've missed.
Yeah, Chris at Grace Models, one of our mods for today. TK and Chris are our mods. Please be nice to them. They'll look after you. As we didn't say at the beginning, but we always used to say, it's a family-friendly podcast, video, vlog, vidcast, whatever you call these things. So do be nice in the chat. Look after each other. No swearing. Chris says, question, why is that red bottle behind Ted moved back out of place?
I moved it. I was being sort of super good today, because I've been in the workshop and tied it up a little bit, and I've put all the paint in order, in numerical order. So
what that translates to is, Chris, he knew it would annoy you, so he moved it.
Yes.
But
now it's where it's supposed to be.
You just wanted to mess with his chi, didn't you, Ted?
Yeah.
Yeah. Beyond Hope says, evening, guys. Just a quick thanks to eModels. My Black words. My Black Friday order arrived today and reminded me how much money I shouldn't have spent. Smiley. Special thanks to Gavmate for fixing a problem on Friday too.
Yeah. Just don't tell the wife.
Yeah. Shh. It's great. Don't worry. Nobody else will know about it unless you like put it on the internet or something. Oh. Moving on.
Yeah, I did see a question from Chris Smith. I know he'd asked it online somewhere. I'd seen it online. Question, on an F1 car, the outer rim of the tyres are shiny. How could he get this effect on his 1/24th scale F1 car? I do see somebody down there, Festus 76, said pledge 2 times more shine. 2 times more shine. Shine. Yep, that would probably do it.
Yep. No, might take a couple of coats, because if it's the rubber tires, they're a bit porous. One thing I did see, or one thing that does look good, if they're like slick, so they've got no tread, they're just smooth. Then you could do what Tony did when he made his Yamaha, which is to basically just very gently sand the flat parts that are in contact with the road. Very, very fine. Use a really high grit sandpaper, just very gently, like not a buffer, but a little coarser than that. Just very gently sand them. They'll go a little bit lighter grey, they'll go a little bit matter, and by contrast, the sides will appear to be a little more shiny.
Yeah, so you may not...
The actual sides of the tyres, to scale, If it's standard, like, you know, model kit, rubber tire type stuff, it's probably about as shiny as you want to go, I would have thought.
Yeah. So the
For
contrast
to scale, in scale, it's probably about the right level of shine. But just sand the flat bits, and that makes them look slightly used and worn.
Yeah, I've got that. Try that first. Nothing lost. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you want more shine, give the pledge a go, and then, but do that before you do the sanding, obviously.
Right. Robert Blakelock says he pays no attention to episode numbers. I know which episode I'm viewing by where the red capped bottle is.
Yeah. Yeah. But there's a wiki on it somewhere.
And Adrian David said he can sit out from building kits for a week or two and do other things. Yeah, don't dare bog yourself down. This is a hobby. This is fun. Don't think of it as a job that you've got to come and do it. You have to come and do it. Yeah. Unlike us guys that sort of try and get some videos out for you. On that note, I'll tell you later. Yeah.
I mean, I will be honest and say, you know, because like you said, I do this every day. It's my job. So, but not this, obviously, but you know, but there are days when I just can't drag myself to the workbench, and I think it's a lot of people have this, and they don't think it's normal, but it is. It's like anything. Even if you absolutely adore what you're doing, there's always going to be days when you just can't face doing it, and you just need a break. And there's been times when I've been away from the workbench for a week purely because my mojo's gone, and I'm like, I can't, and I've had to just go and do something else because I know if I force myself, it's going to impact my work. So if you go through that phase where you're like, oh, I can't face it today, no, don't force it. Just go and do something else.
Wait. Right. Yeah. How did people? Nick McVeigh. How do people decide on their next build? I really struggle, especially if his stash gets bigger.
You're not a stash guy though. You're a one.
I'm not a stash guy really.
Guy, but not a stash guy. You see what I did there?
Yeah. I'll pick a model and build it. I won't keep it and then in a stash because I think then you get into a block and you see this huge stash in front of you and you think, what should I pick out of that? Should I do that one? No, I want to keep that one and I might build that at another time. Yeah, difficult one.
I have no process. I tend to be in the middle of a build and see something I want to build and go, oh, I'll buy that, and then I buy it and then it sits in my stash for months because the same thing happens like 2 weeks later. And for me, it's more a case of everything I've got in my stash I really want to build, so I don't know how to really pick out which one I want. But then sometimes it'll be that, you know, people that follow me on YouTube will actually keep requesting a certain build, so I'll do what I think they want to see next. So yeah, I've got a little bit of an advantage there.
Yeah, I'm like that. I'll be halfway through something and spot something more shiny that's just come out or on the shelf, and I'll just I know it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to sell out, and if it does sell out, if I'm really desperate, it'll be on eBay somewhere if it sells out and limited edition or anything like that. I'll just wait until I'm ready to build it, then buy it and build it.
But I'm a nightmare because it's like I've got my Yamato there, my space battleship Yamato that I really want to build, but at the same time I've got my Warhammer Valkyrie that I really, really want to build, and then there's a Stormfang that I really, really want to build, and some other spaceship, and then there's an X-wing, and there's this Gundam and that Gundam and my Deep Space Nine runabout, and I'm all, I want to build them all. Yeah. So when I'm getting towards the end of a build, I think, right, the next build is going to be X, and I plan it, and then I get to that point, and I'm like, you know what, I really want to build this other thing now. I'm like the like I keep saying it regularly, is I'm like a puppy dog with like 3 different tennis balls. I don't know which one to go for.
Well, I think you're a bit like me though. You don't have more than one going at a time.
No, I've never been good at having more than one build on the go because I'm just rubbish at that.
Any of you guys, do you build more than one model at a time? Are you able to do that? I don't find I'm able to do it. I do have one. I have my AFV Matador kicking around somewhere that I keep promising myself I've got to build, but I'm so engrossed in this U-boat at the moment, I just haven't got time for it. It's not that I don't want to build it, I just haven't got time for it because I want to get the videos out for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always admire people that, because if you think about it, like I'll do something and I'll weather it, and I'll do like say a gunk wash, well, not a gunk wash, but say some oil paint streaking or some enamel filters, and you've got to let them dry for 24 hours. And if I do that first thing in the morning, I could be doing something else. but I can't because I just end up with like 2 kits on the go on my workbench, and it's just carnage and parts get lost. I can't do it at all. So I admire people that can do like 2 things at the same time.
Yeah,
it's more efficient, but
yeah, I think I do start off with that intention. Right, when I'm painting that can dry, but yeah, there's always something else on the same model that I can be doing as well. So
yeah. Robert Blaylock says he used Magic 8 Ball. Never question the Magic 8 Ball. Rody Hobby asks, question, hey Benoit, because question, if you don't have 2 times clear shine, pledge 2 times more shine, floor care finish, future, clear, pledge multi-surface wax, and all the other names, 2 times more shine. It says, what do you use for a gloss clear? I don't, because I've only ever used pledge and pledge multi-surface wax.
I do
try
have
clear once, didn't like it.
I do have somewhere. That's a flat one, but I've got the Alclad lacquers.
Yeah, the Alclad Aqua Gloss is supposed to be very good. Is that a lacquered clear or is it an acrylic clear?
It's an acrylic clear.
Yeah, cool. That's supposed to be very good.
Yeah, I can't find it. Somebody's pinched it. Why would somebody pinch it? Where's it gone?
Model making chicken's been at your liquids again, Ted.
I was in here the other day. I was filming the U-boat, and I said, and now I'm going to put some fix it. I didn't say that at all. I said, and now I'm going to put some pigment fixer on. And I was filming and I couldn't find it. I thought, where's it gone?
Did you tidy it up with the rest of the bottles, but because you moved the red top bottle?
Yeah, they're all in a line on here on the shelf now. So yeah, there's the pigment fixer. I did find it.
Now you can't find your clear gloss.
No, I can't find the clear gloss.
No, it's because you moved it to find the pigment fixer. And now you're knackered.
Yeah, but that's what I use. I actually do find it gives sometimes a bit of a better result than pledge as well. But yeah, I will. Yeah, I still use it. I haven't got the 2 times more shine, but I've got the original. I've got the old bottle.
I mean, the thing with me is that I got my pledge multi-surface wax when I was quite poor, and I am still quite poor. But when I was very poor and I didn't really want to spend 10 or 11 quid on a bottle of gloss varnish that I'd use in one model, so I got myself some bottles of pledge multi-surface wax, and I got so used to using that now that when I got the replacement, the pledge floor care finish, if I'm making a model now, I don't want to risk using something new that requires a different technique because I don't want to mess it up. Because it's usually the last thing or one of the last things you do. If you mess it up, all that work before it has gone to pot. So I'm always very reluctant to try something new on a good build. And the problem is I don't do little junk builds that I can just do and not worry about, because every build I do is usually filmed. I don't have like a little throwaway build that I can practice on, or just, little builds that I do for myself. So I'm very conservative about that. I tend not to take on new stuff. So it's probably, I've got like 6 bottles of all of the pledge, both versions of the players now. So that's going to last me for years. So, but I have heard good things about the Alclad Aqua Gloss.
Yeah. I've been using it quite successfully. It just sprays straight on. I don't need to shake it. I can't find it. Where's it at? Oh, here it is. It's at the back. Aqua Gloss. Alclad Aqua Gloss. Liquid. It says Alclad 2 lacquers. But yeah, it goes just straight on. Do not allow to dry inside the airbrush. Don't shake it. I just put it straight on, straight in the airbrush, straight on. Brilliant.
The one thing I have tried is airbrush matte varnishes. Sorry, let me change the emphasis there. Airbrush matte varnishes. I've tried the MIG stuff, the ammo stuff. I've tried the AK stuff. Or was it Vallejo? I can't remember. And I've never got them to work. And I suspect it's down to me, because I'm used to using the rattle cans. I've never got them to work. So I have dipped my toe into the matte varnish airbrush territory, but every time I've done it, it's not worked, and I've ended up just waiting for the nice weather and spraying it with a rattle can. So, yeah, I think I just don't have the skills to airbrush a matte varnish at the moment.
Yeah, but yeah, you see a lot of people out there using it. I've seen it on some professional model builders' benches, as I watch the YouTube videos as well. So yeah, they're using it as well. So,
Andy T says, Fox, what drawer system are you using, please? I assume you mean the model drawers at the back. They are Hobby Zone, and you can find them on the eModels website. If you go to, right, what's the section on the eModels website, Ted? I'm just opening the eModels website now. Let me do that for you now.
In fact, on that note, I was asked today what I wanted for Christmas.
Oh, what do you want for Christmas, Ted?
I said some Hobby Zone stuff.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it on the eModels website now, but unfortunately, my browser is minimized. If you go to the eModels website, emodels.co.uk, and go to Workshop Organizers, that's pretty much the Hobby Zone section. They're all wood. They're really, really high quality, apart from the not wood bits like the clear plastic. They're really, really high quality. They're modular, so they're all the same footprint. They all fit together in different. You can put together however you want, and you have to assemble them. So just get some good wood glue, some Gorilla wood glue or something. It's quite fun to build. Dead easy, and they look awesome. There you go.
Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
Now, what I would do is, because we mentioned Hobby Zone now, go and buy the stuff now because it'll all sell out by the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Because every time we mention Hobby Zone, we get a message from Pete saying we haven't got much left. Oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
You mentioned Hobby Zone, we've only got this. Oh, we sold it all.
Yeah, it's really one of their best sellers. Yeah, it's really good stuff. And as I say, I've been asked what I want for Christmas, so I said some Hobby Zone stuff, particularly the desk organisers for the brushes and bottles and things like that. Not necessarily the drawers, because I've got these are from IKEA. Yeah, when these get done, I'll be upgrading to Hobby Zone. I'll be going that way.
Just to go back to the gloss coat question, Spidic8 says, talking about Pledge, he says it still has its uses, but honestly, it's just not worth it nowadays with the ream of good acrylic gloss clears available. I need to make an important point that I forgot to make. The other reason that I still use things like Pledge is because I don't do shiny models. All my models are battered and weathered and beaten, so I don't need to worry about a nice glossy coat. The only reason I use a gloss coat is for decals and weathering, and then that gets usually covered over with a matte coat, or it gets matted by the enamel weathering. So I'm not looking to have a shiny model at the end of the build. So I'm not too fussed that Pledge and that gives a good gloss finish, but it's not the best gloss finish. I mean, the best gloss finish you're ever going to get is to go out and buy some automotive U-Pol, stick it on, and buff it down. But that's proper automotive lacquers, and you've got to have special masks and stuff. But I'm not doing shiny cars and planes, so I'm happy with the stuff I've got because I don't need that kind of shine. It's purely practical for me. It's just for doing decals and for washes and things like that. But you still get a nice shine. It's just, yeah, it's not the best shine in the world compared to some of the model making glosses.
Remember, what's the date today? 27th. This time next month, we'll have had Christmas.
Oh, yeah, we'll all be fat and full of turkey and
and burping and asleep in front of the telly.
It's the only day of the year I change my socks because I get new socks.
Yeah.
You need to know that, did you?
Well, yeah, so, you're going to need to start planning a Christmas list. And have you been a good boy or a bad boy? Yes, yeah. So there's a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of stuff at eModels that will go down great at Christmas. In fact, they said when I was asked what I wanted for Christmas, I had a look through the eModels website, and there was too much. I couldn't just. I want that. I want that. I want that. I want that. Yeah. But I've only got a budget. Never mind. Yeah.
Is that you that said good night to Steve in the comments?
It was, yes.
Oh, good. I didn't know if that was maybe Pete Mate or Gav Mate.
Yeah, Steve said he was going. No.
I didn't know if that was one of the gang, actually, because what the guys in chat don't know is that sometimes Pete Mate and Gav Mate and James Mate come into the chat. You don't know it's them because they don't use their actual normal logons. I just wondered if for once they were being a bit not secret, but obviously it was just you.
Yeah.
Robert Blaylock says eModels has some of the best prices on Hobby Zone systems.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. I think because the amount that they buy from Hobby Zone and they can get through the doors and out across the counter, I think that's where they can get good prices on the stuff that comes in.
Yeah, the thing that a lot of people don't realise, if you've not worked in retail, you might not know this, but when you buy a product, the shop that's bought it has usually bought it at a trade discount from a distributor or somebody else. The more they buy of a product from another, so like a distributor or whatever, the more they buy and the more regularly they buy, the bigger discounts they can get. And then that means that the person selling it can charge you less. So because it's one of their best sellers, the Hobby Zone stuff, it means they're ordering a lot of stuff from the Hobby Zone guys. So they can get really good sort of trade discounts, and then they can afford to charge you less. So you'll always get good prices on things. So yeah, the more you buy, the cheaper they get.
Right. Michael Jackman. I nearly thought that said Michael Jackson.
I thought you were about to say Michael Jackson then.
Where's my glove?
I can't do the crotch grab thing because there's a desk and keyboard. I've got the world's heaviest keyboard, don't forget. So
he's not allowed kits for birthday next week or Christmas.
Next week or Christmas, but that means you've got the 2 or 3 weeks before Christmas after next week.
See above comment. My Christmas present. Oh, somebody got a ticket for Iron Maiden at Manchester. Oh, Dave, yeah, Dave's going to the Iron Maiden at Manchester. Run to the hills. Don't allow kids for birthday. See above comment.
This may surprise viewers, but you know how like people might not realize this, but it's bizarre. But Ted's more into the kind of Iron Maiden and young person's music than I am, because I have no interest in that kind of music at all, or like rock and pop and stuff. But Ted's more savvy than I am about like music and rock and pop and stuff.
Yeah, maybe not so much Iron Maiden. Yeah, I would probably go and see a concert. I wouldn't go away to go and see a concert.
Let's just be honest.
Yeah. I'd put my big wig on and put the tattoo sleeves on so that I fit in.
Ted was a Kiss man through and through. He had the eye makeup and everything.
Yeah, you should see me in spandex.
Oh, Ted, we've already had Smoo in a mankini. Now I'll get you in spandex. The internet's just going to have to be shut down. Matthew Birtle says, "Where are the Gumpler eModels?" They are in the building.
Yeah, maybe you want to do on that.
We have been advised the pallet has arrived. However, they haven't had a chance yet to get everything unpacked and ready because they've had Black Friday in the middle and they're still recovering from that. They're still working through that. So it's hoping to be sometime this week. Because remember, they've got to get everything unpacked, get it all put on the system, get it all put on the shelves and marked up and work out the prices and stuff. So hopefully in the next few days. It's the same for the AK. Remember how the big shipment of AK Interactive stuff, all the new real paint color or the real colors? They had a huge delivery of AK weathering stuff. Again, they're in the process of getting all that unloaded and set up in stock and on the store. So don't panic. It's just they've had Black Friday in the middle of all that, and it's just kind of put everything off. It's just gone to pot basically because Black Friday is just manic. Trust me, they'll have been working all over the weekend to go through all the orders. So they just need to get all that out of the way first, and you can get stuff in stock and on shelves. So over the next few days.
I can only imagine what it must be like down at eModels, because we know from a visit there we've had ourselves that it is just crammed with stuff, and to get another 5 pallets of stuff in, just of AK, and then a pallet of Gundam and whatever.
I don't even know where they're going to put the pallets. Never mind where they're going to put the stock when they've had it.
Oh, so, yeah, they must be climbing over it. Perhaps they're all sat on top of it, having the tea.
Yeah, but just over the last few days, the next few days. They haven't told me to say this, but I would just say exercise some patience, because eModels at the best of time, when you go to visit them in the store, they are being hammered constantly because they're always really busy. And it's not a bad problem to have when you're running a business. But with Black Friday, the workload just octuples. Trust me. After speaking to Pete on Friday, I got an image of how busy they were, and it's like, wow. So yeah, just be a little bit patient with them over the next few days when they're getting things into stock and on the shelves that have arrived, because they've been absolutely hammered over the last 3 or 4 days, which is brilliant. And thank you to everybody who actually took advantage of Black Friday. It was brilliant. Let's put it that way. They had a really good weekend.
Yeah. What was going to say? Yeah, just keep an eye on the website and the Facebook pages. If you have Facebook, there's sure to be a big announcement when it goes live. So yeah, so you can get your checkbooks ready. Checkbooks, do checkbooks.
Checkbook, blank checkbook and pen.
Checkbook and pen.
I nearly bought one of those once. Nearly. I said that in an earlier show, didn't I?
Tony Black asks, have they had the awards ceremony yet? Did eModels win anything? Unfortunately, well, yes, they have had the awards ceremony. They had a great night out. We saw all the pictures. I think if you go across to the eModels Facebook page, you'll see some of the pictures from the night out. They didn't actually win the category. I think they were runners up, but it was just a good.
It was a fix.
Yeah, but
Judge, the ref's blind.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure if the prizes had gone to the best dressed people there, they'd have got that anyway.
Adrian David. I don't know why I dragged his name out then. Adrian David.
Ah, right. Yeah, that's. I've got the email. I've got an email from him, but he's asked in the chat. Yeah, he said, "Hi, Ted and Fox. He's building a Gundam as a Christmas present.
Yes, good choice.
He's building it for a good friend.
Ted can go to sleep for 5 minutes now.
Be a better friend. Are you building it for Fox by any chance?
I wish.
Yeah, but it looks too much like a toy. He's thinking about camouflage. like a tank. Yeah. What is our thoughts on that? Yeah. Over to you, Fox.
Yeah, Ted has no thoughts on Gunpla.
Yeah, I would go with camouflage like a tank.
Yeah, absolutely, do whatever you want with it. There's a well-known phrase or saying in the Gunpla world, which is basically Gunpla is freedom. And for those of you who don't know what Gunpla is, when they do go live on the website, there's already a video ready to go on the eModels YouTube channel explaining what Gunpla is. Don't worry about that. That's all been taken care of by yours truly. So don't worry. But yes, the beauty of Gunpla is freedom. You can do whatever you want. I can promise you, in the world of Gunpla, there is absolutely no such thing, and it's one of the few places where I can say this, there is no such thing as rivet counters in the Gunpla world. It doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. There is a certain way you can make them look so they look like they do in the anime, but nobody minds if you paint it however you want. So you can paint it however you like. So tank camouflage colors, you can do it bright pink with yellow spots, you could do it neon green, you can do it all black. However, whatever you think looks cool on that mobile suit, go for it, because it doesn't matter. It's absolute fun times. That's the beauty of Gunpla. It's complete freedom. There's no rivet counting, there's no rules and rights and wrongs, and that's why I love them so much. You want to paint it, I don't know, Red Arrow's color with Red Arrow's livery, go for it.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, you want to paint it like the I'm trying to think, you want to paint it like a, I don't know, a US Navy destroyer, go for it. Nobody's going to stop you. You want to paint it World War II German, brilliant, fantastic, go for it. Go for it. Just do it. It's absolute fun.
And yeah, just a note, if you do, send us a picture. Yeah. Drop a picture into the eModels gallery.
I mean, that is the one beauty of Gunpla, is with any model making, you are free to do absolutely what you want. Some people may complain, but with Gunpla, you just don't get that. It just doesn't. There is no rivet counting at all. I've never seen it anywhere in any other branch of modeling. There's no snarky rivet counting anywhere in that whole world. It's just pure fun. So,
yeah.
That's why I love Gunpla so much.
So go for it, Adrian. Yeah. Let's see.
Tonight's Gunpla Minute with me, Fox.
Let's see when you've done it. Another one from
in the chat as well. Tell me which Gunpla it is, which mobile suit it is.
Yeah.
I might have an idea for a colour scheme if it's one of the ones I think of. I might not.
Yeah, we'll give that a second just to type it up.
Billy says, "Do it." My first Gunpla was desert camo. Yeah, brilliant.
Do it, yeah.
Dave Weiser Gumbarker says, "Gundam is freedom. Paint it any way you like."
Yeah, and if you paint it in World War II German camo, what Dunkelgarb is it?
Yeah, it's the right Dunkelgelb. Chris at Gross Model says, "You can do what you like for a Gunpla." Everybody's saying the same thing, basically.
Yeah, go for it.
That's the beauty of Gunpla. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, unless you wanted to paint it digital camo, as Fester said. Yeah.
No, you can do.
Ooh, that would be good. Yeah, that would sort of fit in. That would fit in with a futuristic type sort of mobile suit. Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, Tedward, you got it right.
See, I'm learning.
Wow. TK says Transformers. TK is now banned.
Robots in disguise.
Ted's now banned. Wait, no, I can't ban Ted. Smooth says he's going to try a Heinz tomato soup wash on his. That'll be different. Go for it. Although tomato soup's really boring. Use if Baxter's Royal Game soup.
If there's a soup, if I have a choice of soup, it has to be Heinz tomato soup with loads of bread. I could go through a loaf of bread in a tin of tomato soup.
No, because Ted, tomato soup is like, it is to soups what peas are to meat, to beef. It's just the most boring soup. The best soups in the world are not Heinz. And Smoo will like this, because they're good Scottish soups. The best soups in the world are Baxter's soups. Like Royal Game, Highland Broth, Broth, Scotch Broth. They just make the nicest soups. If you're going to make a nice soup, get a can of Baxter's Highland Broth and a can of Royal Game soup, both Baxter's. Put them in the same pan and mix them. And have 3 slices of bread.
No, I don't need a spoon with tomato soup. It's just a loaf of bread. That's all. But,
yeah. I mean, I do like tomato juice. I just think tomatoes is really boring. Bobbington Watt says oxtail and a tiger loaf. Oh, tiger loaf. I do like a tiger loaf. Although I think they should be called giraffe loaf because they look more like giraffe texture than tiger texture. But there you go. Lynn Dipple's in. Hey, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
Lynn, our ambassador from the US.
Yeah.
Are there any other Americans in the chat tonight, or is it just Lynn? I don't know if we have any other regular American viewers. I know Adam comes in sometimes.
Do Americans have soup? They must have soup.
Any colonials in the chat tonight? I must stop saying that.
Timber says, is there a top 10 list of model kit makers? I don't know. I think it's probably everybody's subjective idea, isn't it?
Do you mean manufacturers or people like me and Ted that actually build models? Just to clarify, I think it means manufacturers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ted's right. It depends on what you like. We all have our own preferences, but some people will disagree with some of the choices. It depends what you make. There's ones that stand out for quality, and nowadays, companies like Tamiya, Dragon, Takom, Bandai are some of the best manufacturers around because of the quality of their kits. But then they all tend to focus on different things. You're not going to find a Bandai World War II armored vehicle, whereas you will find a Tamiya, a Dragon, or a Takom. So it depends.
Yeah, it depends. It depends as well on what you mean by a top kit maker. Do you mean the top in the subject that they do, or the top in the quality? Because Tamiya would sort of rate top at the quality, but something like Takom would rate top in the subject.
It's also a further wrinkle because, it may be that, say, Tamiya makes the best quality armored vehicles kits, but people like Dragon and Takom give you a lot more in the kit. They may not be engineered to exactly the same standard, but you also by default get photo etch and more parts. So it swings and roundabouts. Everybody will have a different opinion.
Yeah. I don't think you'll ever find a definitive answer to it. Like if you went to a aircraft building site, you'd probably find a different list than you would if you went to an armor building site.
Yeah. I mean, it's like if you make things like cars, you might say, okay, well, some of the best actual car kits might be, again, Tamiya. That's fine. They might be, but then again, although, say, Revell car kits may not be to the same level of quality, Revell have approximately 8 billion different kits on the market for cars. So you're then comparing all the quality, and some of Revell's car kits are really, really good quality, but they have thousands of them, whereas Tamiya have a smaller library of cars, maybe to a higher standard. So there's an argument either or there. It's quality or range. So it depends. It depends what you're making.
Yeah. It's got a good question, no?
But the best thing is, it's better not to ask which are the best ones. It's more fun to try and buy kits from different people and find out and learn for yourself which are the goods and which are the bads. More fun than finding out.
Yeah. Good.
You'll learn new swear words.
Yeah. Write them down as you learn them, and you can use them again over and over.
Martin Bolger says, hi guys, what's the chance of me ordering some Mr. Hobby paints? Are there still restrictions from Royal Mail? And if so, what are the quantities allowed to be shipped? Thanks a lot. I don't know where you are, Martin, which is an important point in that question. Yeah. If you're not sure, if you try and order them and it lets you order them, you should be absolutely fine. If there are any problems, the guys at eModels will contact you. But what I would say is drop them an email first if you're not sure. If you're in the UK, it should be fine. If you're outside the UK, give it a try. It'll probably tell you if it can't ship them to you. But if you're not sure, just drop them an email, sales@emodels.co.uk, or to Ted.
Yeah, I think the Royal Mail, I think there are even some restrictions in the UK, but if the guys can't get you out via Royal Mail, they'll come via courier. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Every time I order from eModels, it's usually DPD that deliver them. So sometimes it's Parcel Force, actually. But yeah, there's things like aerosols that the Royal Mail won't always ship, but that's when they'll send it by courier. So but you actually see your shipping options change.
Martin said he's in Ireland. So give
Northern or Republic, but either way, there are restrictions. But give it a try. It should. I've seen it before when I've ordered, say, aerosols, and it takes the Royal Mail option off. But I've still got like DPD next day and things like that. So have a look, try and order it. If it still gives you shipping options, you're probably good to go. if you're not sure, just drop them an email and they'll let you know. They can probably sort something out if it's a bit unusual, so don't worry about it. They can try and sort something out for you. They are good paints.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Actually, I've got to tell you, Ted. Got to tell you.
Go on.
You know, I've never been a big one for lacquer paints because of the fumes and the stinky and the cleaning of the airbrush and stuff. I was watching just the other day some of the videos that AK put out for the new AK Real Color paints, and I'm thinking,
I haven't seen those yet. I'm quite interested in them.
Well, I didn't know this, right? They're lacquer paint. They call them lacquer acrylics or acrylic lacquers, which is really confusing. They're a bit like Tamiya paints. You can mix them with their own lacquer thinners. You can mix them with pretty much everybody else's lacquer thinners. You can mix them with pretty much any other lacquer type paint, so Mr. Colour or Tamiya paints. But you can also get this, right, because I didn't know this, you can thin them with water and brush them on a model and it'll give you a really smooth finish.
Right.
I didn't know this because it was showing him painting a camouflage on a tank, and he got some of the paint and he thinned it with, bearing in mind it's a lacquer paint, thinned it with water, brushed it on quite generously, let it dry, did a second coat and then a third coat, and it came out smooth as marble with no brush marks. I'm like, impressive, very impressive.
And they've got some good colours in it as well, haven't they? Interesting colours. I think I'm going to have a look at that. I'm sure that they're on the palette at eModels.
Yes, that's why I mentioned them, because that's why I was looking at them, because I knew they got delivery, and I thought I'll have a look at those. And I've never been one for lacquer paints because of the fumes, and I've you know, there's other things I do in this room, but I could be interested.
Yeah.
So I was thinking at some point when obviously eModels have the Gumpler in stock, I'll probably do a Gumpler build. I might do some brushwork on one of them. You never know. Lynn Dipple says, Fox, is that one of your new t-shirts? Yes. I was wearing it yesterday as well. Yes, Chris.
Yeah.
All my other t-shirts are in the wash, so I had to wear this one again.
Yeah, he just puts his undies on inside out as well every other day.
The thing is, all my t-shirts are branded apart from the ones that I designed myself, so I can't really wear the branded ones on this podcast. So, as in, they're not branded to like ammo or anything like that. So, I have to wear neutral thing best I can.
So yeah, I'll just check in an email. Another
Kenneth says to Chris about my t-shirt. I was thinking that too, but didn't want to point it out and make him embarrassed because I was wearing it yesterday. It's all right. I can embarrass myself. Don't worry about it. I've got it covered.
Professional embarrassing myself. Yeah. Keep the questions going, guys.
Yes.
You guys in the chat, keep the questions going. In the meantime, we've got another one via email. How long had we been using Tamiya Extra Thin? That's the glue. Before we found out the brush can be extended. Did you know the brush could be extended?
No, I was typing at the same time. What was the start all that question again?
Yeah,
sorry.
You can't hear it because the keyboard's so noisy.
Let me type it. Lynn, I will contact you and let you know where. I'll let you know. Yes, you can get these t-shirts. I think I made them available. I'll let you know. Yeah.
Drop us. Yeah,
I'll take that offline.
Drop us a line. You know where we're at.
Yes, this isn't the place for me to pimp my stuff, but sorry, what was the question again, Ted?
How long have we been using extra thin glue before we found out the brush could be extended?
I've been using it for years until I found out the brush could.
Yeah.
I found out told me like about a month ago.
Yeah, same here.
For those who don't know, if you've got your jar of extra thin and you find that the glue you're starting to get the glue below where the brush is, you get a pair of fine needle nose pliers, you can pull this bottom bit out a little bit and it extends the length. But what I learned is you can't pull it too far, because if you pull it too far and it goes to the bottom of the jar, then when you pull it out, your brush is like you're brushing like that shape, and you're trying to glue something with the brush like that, it doesn't work. Now I haven't got any pliers. Now I don't want to do it now because last time I did it, you can just pull it all the way out, but just literally get the thin bit of tube and just pull it gently, which extends the length of the brush. I've been using this for, I don't know, decades, millions of years, since before glue. Oops, and I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know either until I spotted it on the internets.
Yeah, but only pull it out a little way, because if you do it too far, like I said, it'll get pushed against the bottom of the jar and it'll splay out, and you can't do anything when it's like that.
I have found that if you pull it out too far, it won't go back in.
Smooth says, I thought everyone knew that. Don't.
No.
Be surprised, Smooth.
Yeah.
When I saw it, every single reaction to the post was, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Right. Yeah. Right. Next question. Should we do another question from the emails?
We're
on about an hour, so we can go on. It's from.
Oh, Spidic8 says, "Holy cowbells! I had no idea. Just tried mine. You can pull it from the lid too.
Can you?
Yeah, you can actually pull it out completely. You can actually pull it all the way out and just remove it if you want to. But it's a great little brush.
Yeah, it's actually tapered, so if you pull it too far, it will fall out.
Woo! Little what do you call them? Special comment, space comment. What are they called? What the
yeah, super chats.
That's what I can't remember. The space comments. Gareth Redfern says he bought his Neo for Iwata TRN1. Thanks, Fox. Yes, because he was talking about it.
Have you used it yet? Gareth?
Is that one, isn't it, the TRN1?
Yeah.
I should know because I've got one. I never know if it's the TRN. It's a brilliant airbrush. You'll love it. You'll love it. And you can put UMP primer through it. There you go. Thank you for that, Gareth.
Yeah.
Thank you as well for the super comment.
Yeah. And Chris says, why doesn't the glue stick the tube together?
Because it's not polystyrene.
Yeah.
That's the thing. This only glues polystyrene. It doesn't glue ABS or any other kind of glue plastic that doesn't have polystyrene in it. So they just make it of plastic that contains no polystyrene. There you go.
Right. Right. Andy Birch.
It's a good question, though. It's one of those things. It's to itself.
Yeah.
Raging Bassist asked if I've stabbed myself yet. No, not for a while, actually.
Oh, no, it's been using safe working practices.
Adrian David says he's making the Wing Gumpler, the XXXG01W from Gundam Wing, which is, you remember the one I made, Ted, many years ago, the one with the two big wings on the back, the red and blue and white one? Not the one I kept, it was the one I did for a commission. And it had a big long rifle. Ted's like, I don't know. Yes, I can see why you think it looks like a toy. Whatever colours you fancy. I think on that, greys would look quite interesting. But if you're doing it camouflage colours, I don't know. Because if you did it like a plane, for those who don't know, it's basically a Gundam mobile suit with two big wings on the back. Planes often have like a two-tone scheme with one colour at the top and one at the bottom, but there's no real top and bottom with the wings. So figure out what you could do. Figure out what it looks like in transform mode, where it looks like it's in flight mode. And if you want to do a plane style camouflage, look at what the bottom bit will be and paint that the different colour.
Yeah, you could do it. Yeah, do it.
It'd look weird when it's in stood up mobile suit mode because it'll be different areas. I don't like the Wing Gunpla in wing mode. I like it in Gunpla mode. So.
Yeah, that's to say. We need to see a photograph so I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Lynn Dipple says, "I guess you already did the what's in store." No, you only came in about 20 minutes after we started, Lynn. So you're early. Yeah.
We don't usually do if we're going on for a second hour. We don't usually do the what's in store till the second hour.
Yeah,
so you're all right there. A question from
Andy T's had to leave. Bye, Andy.
Right, Andy. A question from Dave is on about flesh tones. We'd spoke about flesh tones before. No, I don't go looking for flesh tones.
You don't go looking for them, Ted, but you find them somehow.
They just pop up. Yeah, I need to sort the filters out on the internet.
Remember that Chrome does track your browsing history and learns what you like.
Yeah,
so you're kind of doomed.
Yeah, that's it.
On that desktop PC,
yeah,
you're fine.
Yeah, be warned, anybody. If you're going looking for your other half, some Christmas presents on Amazon and things like that, make sure you turn your history off because you're looking through the internet and it pops up and have you been looking at you see what have you been looking at cameras? Because it pops up. Have you suggestions and history? Yeah, never mind. Get you into trouble.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway, going on about flesh tones, Dave, where's the rum gone, says he's got the Masterbox 124 scale Centaur. How would he go about painting the white parts of where the flesh joins the horse colour? That's a Centaur with the half man, half horse.
Yep, the horsey man or the manny horse.
Manny horse, yeah. I would suggest that you'd sort of either, if you're using acrylics, do some wet blending, or perhaps try and use some oils and blend them that way. I'm trying to think of an animal that has a similar sort of flesh.
I don't think there's any animal that goes from like fur to actual human flesh.
I'm thinking of like chickens and things like that, or turkeys, where it goes from like a fleshy type thing to feathers, doesn't it? But
that's normally kind of demarked there, isn't it? By the you get a solid line. I think that the beauty of it being a horse-ish is that when you paint a horse, you don't paint it with fur. You just do it as a kind of a shaded, mixed, graded.
Yeah, dry brush it, don't you?
Yeah, and a lot of people will tell you that I mean, I'm no expert, but one of the best ways to paint horses is to use oil paints. Because you can get those beautiful fades and transitions between colors that you just can't do with acrylics. Even you like Ted says, you can do some wet blending, get yourself a wet palette and do some glazes and things like that, but you're never going to get that real sort of lustrous changing color from different tones that you would do with oils. So I would say just kind of go with oils. Don't treat the horsehair section as any different to the human skin section, other than it being a different color. Forget that the horse has got hair on it, fur. Is it hair? It's hair on a horse, not fur, isn't it?
Yeah,
why is it not fur on a horse?
Yeah, horsehair.
Why is it not fur? Why is it not
furry horsehair? Horsehair.
It's not fur, is it? You don't say horse has got fur. You say it's got. This is weird. But yeah, don't forget for the moment it's got any kind of hair there, and just assume it's another skin tone color. And you're just blending the two. So forget that it's a furry animal, hairy animal. Why is it not furry for a horse? That's people in the chat. Why is a horse not considered furry?
Well, a sheep doesn't have fur, does it?
No, that has wool.
That's wool.
But there's like a horse and a dog or a cat.
They have fur. Yeah, rabbits have fur.
Somebody find out and tell us in the chat. Also, apologies, my camera seems to be quite jerky tonight. I've just noticed looking at my picture. Just treat it as two different colours of flesh, effectively.
And if you're doing it in oils as well, it's going to allow you longer to work it. So if you're not getting it right the first time round, you can just work it and work it.
Yep. And I have to applaud him for taking on the challenge, not just painting human flesh, which is one of the hardest things to paint, but painting the other hardest thing to paint, which is a horse, and then in the same kit. So it's quite a nice challenge. So I applaud you for taking on the double challenge.
Yeah, skin tones and fur.
Hair.
Yeah, it's going to be
horses are one of the most challenging things to paint, apparently. But if you get it right, they can look fantastic. So
yeah.
7. Go on, sorry.
Go on. I was just saying.
Seven, who has an unpronounceable name on the chat, but we've in the past decided he's happy to be called Seven. Says, Fox, that's a foxy lumberjack beard you're sporting. Yes. It's laziness at its extreme level.
Or is it the winter beard? Is this the winter beard?
Yeah, it's the winter beard. Because when it gets cold, or when it's not cold and it's warm, or when it's just daylight, I can't be bothered shaving. I really can't. And I will shave it back occasionally, but more often than not, I've got more important things to do in my daily life than worry about face furniture. So in the winter, I let it grow a bit. I might get it cut back. I want to get, if you watched the other week, I spent a while watching a lot of old Bob Symes model making videos. If you don't know who he is, go and look at Bob Symes.
Ah, that's why you're growing the beard.
Yeah, because I want his proper, like, Victorian moustache like that, the little pointy Victorian moustache or Elizabethan beard here. I'm not quite sure how you keep this bit trimmed. I don't know what to do with this bit, but I'm never going to get one. But I want the proper Elizabethan little pointy. It's not going to happen. It'll just go.
Yeah. That's where your brush conditioner will come in. You can use that to
like that.
Yep.
At the moment, it's that bit where it's just long enough to stick down above your lip, and it looks scruffy because you've got to grow it out to be long enough to go off to the side. So that means that everybody who's got like beauty, all these men that have got lustrous beards with their proper Victorian, Edwardian, they've had to go through the phase where they've got these straggly hairs just hanging down and getting, proper soup strainers. They've had to go through that phase, and it's really annoying because I can feel it now, and it's like,
yeah. Well, I've tried growing this down here like a gringo. Yeah,
a proper Zapata.
Yeah, and it won't do it. Have
you never thought of growing like? I know you said you didn't want to grow a full beard because the missus would just like kick you out the house and stuff and never speak to you again. Have you never thought of doing like a Van Dyke kind of thing?
Well, yeah,
call it a goatee, but it's not a goatee. It's a Van Dyke.
I've thought of that. Maybe doing fetching this out here and growing that down there. But I wanted a proper skipper's type beard,
Well, I think
it's go grey.
The thing is, think of it as ammunition because if you can go to Mrs. Ted and say, look, the people on telly have told me they want me to grow a beard. I have to for the fans. I have to grow it. So so maybe if we get the people in chat to say if they would want to see you growing a beard.
I do a sponsored beard grow.
Yeah, he'll grow the beard and then you can cover the cost of him moving out, finding somewhere to stay.
Yeah, but I wanted a proper skipper's beard, and then I could get a pipe.
Yeah, I've got to tell you though, Ted, because you've got the grey hair, so you get the grey beard, and I'd be so jealous. I'd be so jealous. I want grey hair, and I'd love a white hair and white beard. I think it looks brilliant. I think the grey hair or the white hair looks brilliant when you've got a beard, because other than that, it just looks scruffy. So
yeah, everybody's telling me that I grow a beard, and Lord Barclay says, Ted, grow a beard, then style it. He had a Jason King tash once. Do you remember Jason?
Jason King, with the problem. What kind of need a shirt with a collar that long there as well.
And in his house coat.
My dad used to have a Jason King moustache for many, many years, as long as I knew him. Obviously, he had a proper Jason King. He got rid of it like in the last 10 years of his life, but he always had this big Jason King moustache.
That was it. Department S. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I remember this department. Brilliant.
Well, apparently, when I was about 6 years old, my other brothers are older. My dad came home one day and he decided to shave his moustache off, and it's like I said, it's proper Jason King Zapata moustache, like that 1970s style. And he shaved it off, and I apparently looked at him, took one look at him, and just screamed and ran out of the room. So we had to grow it back.
This is strange, yeah. It's strange in the house.
But then as we got older, we're like, Dad, you've got to get rid of the moustache. It's just so 1970s. But now looking back on the night, is like, it looks awesome because it's 1970s. So
perhaps we should all grow beards. We'll have an eModels beard growing.
Yeah. All those in favour in the chat of Ted growing a big proper captain's beard. Do stay in the chat, and then we can take that video. We can screen cap and take it to Mrs. Ted.
Yeah, look, they all want me to grow a beard.
But Lord Barclay III to me gets extra bonus points for mentioning Jason King.
Yeah, Jason King. Yeah, Jason King was about the time of
early 70s.
Yeah, the Avengers.
It was after the Avengers. It was late. Yeah. It was early 70s.
Yeah, but the Avengers carried on. It went from the Avengers was good, bad, and then it got good again. It got real sort of corny. When it was the Avengers in colour.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same era as like, you remember Man in a Suitcase? Or was it called Man in a Suitcase? Is that what it was called?
Oh, yeah, there was a Man in a Suitcase.
I can't remember what it was about. I just remember the name. We've done it, haven't we? We've gone into the 1970s.
Yeah, there was a Persuaders as well.
Persuaders, yeah.
Yeah, with Roger Moore and Tony Curtis.
Apparently, the Avengers, not the rubbish Marvel nonsense, but the Avengers with, like, you know, Steed and the woman and the stuff. And when that film came out about 20 years ago, I was in France at the time. And get this, do you want to know what the Avengers is called in France?
Les Avengers?
No, it's called Chapeau melon et bottes de cuir, which translates as melon hat and leather trousers.
Why?
Well, no, melon hat and leather bottom. Because Steed had the bowler hat and whatever her name was, Mrs. Steed had the very tight leather pants.
Mrs.
So it been called the Avengers. It was called melon hat and leather bottom. God bless the French.
It was Mrs. Peel, wasn't it?
Mrs. Peel, yeah.
Mrs. Peel.
Mrs. Peel.
And Tough Chard says there was Champions as well. I like that. So, Alexander Bastido.
Champion. I remember Champions. Adrian David says Ted a beard will keep you warm in your office.
It would. I think I'd suit a bit. Yeah, it's a bit scratchy now. Yeah, gel my hair back.
Once you grow it a little bit, it doesn't get scratchy.
Yeah,
it just has to go through that soup strainers.
The thing is, I always start to grow a beard. As I said, I try to grow a beard. I try to grow it secretly, not that you can grow a beard secretly.
How do you grow? Are you growing a beard? No. Morning, dear.
And then she decides we need to go out. We need to be dressed up to go out. So I've got to get a shave and start all over again.
You have to. That is the one thing. If you decide to grow a beard, you have to kind of curtail your social life for at least a month. Because you go. I mean, a little bit of stubble's fine. I suppose when you're my age, maybe you get away with it. But then it gets to this stage, and this is kind of a bit scruffy. I don't mind. So. Zazta says in quotations, "I'm growing a beard in the potting shed."
Yeah. I'll be in the potting shed if you want me.
Yes.
I'll be there for the next month.
I'm in the potting shed making this car like 100 miles an hour faster because that's what we British do. We just tweak. What were we talking about before we got into the 1970s? We've done it again. We've just lost.
We've done it again. It's good sort of detective series. Yeah, there was also Randall and Hopkirk Deceased. You haven't got that one.
I loved Randall and Hopkirk Deceased. I think we mentioned that before. I actually didn't mind the remake a decade or two ago with Reeves and Mortimer. I didn't mind. It was all right. Yeah. But you know what? We're missing nowadays is TV series where they use like a harpsichord in the theme tune, like Randall and Hopkirk Deceased. Those kind of 1960s, 70s series where they got the spy music and it's got they always have a harpsichord in there somewhere. Or a clavichord.
I've lost it. I'm just sort of reading the Linda Pell says MASH. That's it. Yeah, that's for the Americans. You guys, Americans out there, you remember MASH?
Oh, MASH is awesome. Fox is sporting the David Bellamy one at the moment, rummaging for the Here I am, rummaging through the undergrowth for the tiny creatures that live in little bushes.
Whatever happened to David Bellamy?
He's still going. Apparently, I'm a mine of useless information. Apparently, he fell foul of the scientific establishment for some of his opinions on climate change. Apparently, he kind of fell out of favor with the powers that be and the scientific.
Because he wasn't agreeing with them, probably.
No, I can't remember. It was something he said that, and it was kind of, I can't remember what it was, but you look at it and think David Bellamy wouldn't have said that, but it was kind of a particular opinion, and everybody's like, yeah, we're not going to talk to you anymore. So apparently he fell foul of the establishment.
That was a great fella. Right.
Shorten Chard says, you are number 6.
The Prisoner.
I am not a number, I am a free man.
Yeah, I could never get into The Prisoner.
Prisoner was great.
No, not my sort of thing, no. I think it was a bit too highbrow for me. I didn't quite understand it.
What do you want? We want information. See, a sign of a good vintage series is when people run around, you get the little clippy-clappy, or the little ticky-tacky footstep sounds. That's proper classic 1960s, 70s TV. Nobody understands what I mean.
I couldn't get the idea of being chased down the beach by a big bouncy ball.
What, Rover? The Prisoner was good stuff, man. I was like 12 and I understood it, Ted.
No, I couldn't. Yeah, but maybe it's too above me.
We want information. I've got a theme in my head. I know so many theme tunes. It's illegal.
We need to move on.
Go on.
Yeah, Fester's mentioned UFO, and somebody else mentioned it before as well.
That's how you know.
Yeah, it's now being.
That's how you know. The little finger. That's what gives it away. They get no. That's not UFO. That was the Invaders.
Right. Yeah, UFO is being rerun on Forces TV at the moment. It's good. I've seen them all. You can watch them on YouTube as well.
Oh right. Wow. Yeah, it's the Invaders where it was like the mild-mannered architect who saw the UFO land, and he could tell the aliens from the humans was their little finger stuck up. You think we could just do that, but never mind.
Yeah.
The Invaders.
Yeah. But UFO, there's some good model kits out on that. You can get Skydiver and
Interceptors.
Interceptors, yeah.
I have to say, is it the Interceptor that's the dumbest looking spaceship ever designed? It's got the dumb looking station wagon with the big missile on the front.
Yeah.
Did somebody really design that? It's terrible.
Well, it's a one-shot wonder, isn't it? They go up.
It just looks, and it's you look at that and think, wow, that's just the worst design ever. And yet the same person designed the Angel Interceptor, which is a fantastic looking.
They don't look too indifferent, do they? The Interceptors and you.
Well, the Angel Interceptor is that like jet fighter one.
Yeah,
I think that's from Captain Scarlet though.
Yeah, that was the same guy. They were the ones with the girls flying them, weren't they? Yeah. The Angel One and Rhapsody. And
I used to have a model kit. There was a good old Airfix model kit of the Angel Interceptors. I had a few of those when I was a kid.
Captain Scarlet.
There was actually a remake about 10 years ago in CGI, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but I've got to tell you what is good, and it surprised me, is the Thunderbirds remake over the last few years. It's all CGI, and it like Weta Workshop got involved, so it's like CGI mixed with actual sets, miniature sets they built. So if you're talking about making models, Weta Workshop built all the standing sets. So like the Tracy Island set where they're all sat down, the launch pad set, they're all physical sets, but the characters are all CGI. And it looks, and it was actually quite good, but it looks really good. But it was actually quite funny as well.
Huh? Yeah.
So my recommendation: go and watch the new Thunderbirds. It's actually quite good. Although I don't like brains.
I didn't enjoy the films. I didn't like the film Thunderbirds.
But yeah, they're only a few years old. It's a Anderson production, and it's Weta Workshop, so you can't go wrong. And it's actually really good. So go and watch it. You can get them on Amazon. My picture is really choppy tonight.
Tim and Mandy Bickerdike, where it said Interceptors, Reliant Robin with a gas ball on the front.
Yeah, basically. Whereas the Eagle is the best looking spaceship in the entire sci-fi universe of everything, the Interceptors were just the worst.
Yeah. There was if you could let's see now, if you could have your pick of anything out of all the sci-fi films, I think for a fighter ship, I'd have the Interceptors.
Which Interceptors? The dumb ones with the missile?
The Captain Scarlet ones.
Oh yeah, the Angel Interceptors.
Yeah, for lunar space, I'd have the Eagle. For an alien spaceship, I think I'd stick with the UFO one because that was brilliant.
What though? Sound effect.
Yeah,
that one that was in like a million different series.
I think my hero would be Captain Scarlet because he's cool. Yeah, he just had that.
Plus, he sounded like Cary Grant.
Yeah.
Apparently that was deliberate. They made him deliberately sound like Cary Grant.
Simon D said a Claudian Viper Mark 1, whatever that is.
That's the original Battlestar Galactica, not Star Wars tech.
No, it's not Star Wars. Yeah. So you could think up. You could make a list of your own sci-fi series, couldn't you?
Yeah, your favourites, you'd have things like you've done like Luna would be the Eagle. I'd agree with that. The best sort of Earth ship would be
Skydive. No, Stingray.
That's underwater, Ted.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, no, but
that's not a fighting flying through the air thing.
All right. Well, we'll have Stingray for underwater.
I'll go with the reboot Battlestar Galactica Viper for the Earth, for the hero, for the fighter ship. For the lunar ship, I'd stick with the Eagle. For the best alien ship, my favourite alien ship is the actual visitor ship from V, the little shuttlecraft, because they're great. The noises they make, I can hear the noise of the gun on the back in my head, and they're always clean. Best sci-fi capital ship has to be, you can't go wrong, Star Destroyer from Star Wars. You can't go wrong there. Best capital ship.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we need to write this down, and we need to start publishing what our best. Yeah, we could make that we could do that.
Best capital ship, Defiant.
Now, really, that's coming too far forward in time.
It's still sci-fi. You said sci-fi. You can't say sci-fi, but
yeah.
It was 1990s. It's still 25 years ago.
Oh, crikey, is it?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
It'll be Deep Space Nine's 25th anniversary next year. So, yeah, it'll be like Next Generation's 30th anniversary, I think, was this year or last year, or a couple of years ago. Right. Anyway.
Back to model making. Any questions?
One last thing. Troughton Chard says, met Francis Matthews, who voiced Captain Scarlet. He did the voice while signing an autograph for my eldest son. He said he was told to do Cary Grant voice. Yes, I heard the same thing. He was told to do it like that. And it was a very good move.
Yeah. Right. I'll just have a dip into the emails before we go.
Well, do you want to do what's in store?
Should we do that first? Yeah, go on then. Otherwise, we'll run out of things to do.
Yeah, go on. We'll get that done.
We'll get that done in case anybody's waiting for it.
We've been going an hour and 20 minutes, Ted, already.
Right. How we do Rumble?
I know.
Right. I've got to find out how to remember screen share.
Apparently, Chris is struggling with AutoCarrot.
Right. I'm going to share the screen.
Have you logged it on you?
Oh no, I haven't. Hang on. Stop sharing.
Inception.
Right, I'll lock it on me. Locked on me. Yeah. Right, now screen share again. Share. Don't press the red one. And we can go across. And this week we're going to have a look at civil aircraft.
Civil Aviation Week here at eModels.
Civil aviation. I don't think we've done this civil aviation.
Wow, love.
We haven't done civil aircraft before. It's quite interesting. I know a lot of people out there are into this, and also a lot of these aircraft, although they do come in sort of a specific company's colours, there's a lot of stuff out there, and there's decals that you can turn it into any sort of aircraft company that you wish. So,
yeah, there's a big third-party market for civil aviation, for decals and things like that, customization kits.
Yeah, so
and I have to say, because I don't do aircraft and stuff, but I have to say, in the same way I admire people that do shiny cars, people that can do shiny aircraft get my vote of absolute awesomeness, because not only have you got to clean up all the seam lines and make sure they're absolutely spotless because it'll show, you've got to make them look nice and shiny, and it's really hard to do a clean aircraft. So I always get my respect.
Yeah, although saying that, when you go on your holidays, when you go to Tenerife or Las Palmas or anywhere you want to go, when you get on the aircraft, they're not exactly clean as you think. You can see all the streaks, particularly to our modeller's eyes. You tend to spot them, don't you?
Yeah, I think with civil aviation though, I think
generally
the de rigueur is to actually make them nice and shiny. I think if you're going to make one, you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
Unless you're going back to say a Junkers Ju-88 after the war, which is a civil vehicle, but then you might put some weathering on that because it's a big old petrol engine or whatever, but not petrol engine, but propeller engine. But yeah, I mean this kind of ship, maybe you put a bit of streaking behind the engine because it's kind of the classic golden age of aircraft. But
yeah, you could do that. Yeah, big turbo props and things like that. Yeah. Well, this is the Roden. This is the Roden kit.
Chris is 144th.
Yeah, Chris is 1144.
Yeah, gross model. There you go.
The Bristol 175 in Britannia African Safari colours, I believe. Now, I know a little bit about this. This is the Bristol 175. They were built from 1952 to 1960. They were built to fly across the Empire. Hence, that they didn't need. They certainly don't need to be as big now.
Wrong Empire. Sorry.
Yeah, we haven't got a big enough empire to fly
Star
across.
Wars joke, Ted.
Yeah.
Move on.
Oh yeah.
He got there after a few seconds.
Yeah, so there was only 85 of these built apparently, because they were built just at that time when jet aircraft were coming to the forefront. So they sort of ran out, decided not to make them anymore. But yeah, once again, a nice looking classic type aircraft, the Bristol 175. Okay, right. One of the things about Revell is that they do make some cracking civil airliners, and this is the Boeing 777, 777-300 of the 777. Once again in 1144. So if you're in the 1144 club, another one for you. This is the best-selling Boeing model, apparently. It's the first in the world.
That's hyperbole. I may be making that up.
And it looks as though this one is actually done in Boeing colours. Whether that's the box art or whether that's the decals you get inside, I've not really any idea on that. But once again, as we just said, you can get any sort of decals for it to turn it into any aircraft company that's currently flying this, and there are hundreds of them.
I have to say, if I was going to do a 70s aircraft, I'd have to give it Pan Am livery, because all aircraft from the 70s should have Pan Am livery, because they should. That's the rules. Yeah.
But this is the best, apparently the best-selling Boeing model, the first fly-by-wire, first aircraft fly-by-wire, and the largest diameter engines of any aircraft.
In the world. I'm going to take any excuse to go all Jeremy Clarkson.
Yeah, it's the world's largest twin jet. So, yeah, a bit of power in that one.
You're a twin jet.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know any details of sort of passenger numbers and heights and duration and how far it could go on a single tank of fuel. I don't know anything about that. But
Michael Jackman says need aftermarket decals for the 777. There's tons of like aftermarket decal makers for civil aviation.
Yeah. You wouldn't be.
You're not going to be shy of alternative liveries.
No, it won't take you too hard a search on Google to find some alternate liveries on this. You could buy hundreds of them and just do. Yeah, I'm sure you could do one for each company.
Yeah, actually, the best livery I ever saw in a civil aircraft, was, I think it was a South African Airlines. And what they did was, one year for a laugh, they didn't have any actual livery on the plane. They just labeled everything.
Oh yeah, I
So,
think I saw
like
that.
under the cockpit, it was all stenciled on, so you could see it from a mile away. But under the cockpit, it just said pilot. And near the door, it says exit. And then, like, it had near the engines, it would say makes the plane go. And it was everything was just labeled with little like things saying what they were. Like this, like at the very end of it, it says this is the back.
Yeah. Sometimes there's somebody sat in those corporate offices and comes up with a great idea and has a bit of fun. I've seen some. There's been aircraft companies these days sort of try to outdo everybody else, don't they, for having a sort of weird and wonderful paint schemes.
Michael Jackman says the 777 never flew for Pan Am. They went bust before it came out. That's why I said if it was making a 1970s plane.
Yeah, I think we do have a 1970s plane in here somewhere.
If I was making a 70s era plane, I would have to do it Pan Am.
Yeah. This one, I don't know if Pan Am had this one, but BOAC certainly did. Yeah. This was the VC-10, quite a popular, famous aircraft, and it flew for years. It began service with the BOAC, and obviously, as we all know, it developed eventually and came into military service.
When did it enter service, Ted? Because this amazed me when you told me this.
Yeah, it was first flown for BOAC in 1962.
1962. And when did it exit service, Ted?
It came into service a year after my birth.
Wow. So black and white.
Yeah, so it was black and white when it started to fly.
Mm.
It didn't retire from military service until 2003.
That's ridiculous.
That's an amazing feat of an aircraft.
Having said that, though, you know it's going to be some real podunk, tiny little airline that's got like a couple of these flying around.
Yeah, there's probably somewhere in Africa, someone is still probably flying one. Yeah.
Ozark Airlines or something. Hey, you want to get on my plane?
Yeah. Yeah, we want to take that buffalo for you.
When I push the stick this way, the houses get real small. When I pull it this way, they get real big.
So we all know that, these were in military service, and I think some of them flew as tankers, and certainly they were flying around as military transport for years and years. So, there's once again, it looks like we're doing 144 scale tonight.
Yeah, Chris is having a right good time.
Yeah, he's writing scribbling all these down.
Yeah, you're writing all these down, Chris, because this is your stash growing now. Yeah. I didn't actually realise they were on 144th scale.
Yeah, but doesn't it look good and classic in those BOAC colours? Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, it's classic aircraft. That one.
Which was the one that they, before the new metal fatigues, they made them, and then all the windows caused the metal to break and all the old cracks. Was that the Comet?
Was that the Comet?
It was jetliner, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a jetliner. Was that the Comet? Yeah, I think it was a Comet, wasn't it? Which I think was a predecessor to this, wasn't it? This came after the TriStar.
But it had square windows, and what they didn't know is that was a real weak point and fatigue the metal. And of course, it kept crashing, but they didn't know about metal fatigue in those days. So
yeah,
I think that was the Comet. That was BOAC, I think, wasn't it as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
a few people in chat said it was the Comet. I know some things about civil aviation. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm sure that it does say it's a Type 1151. Now, I'm sure that some people out there will probably be able to tell the difference between that and a modern sort of military transport. I'm sure it would have developed throughout its life and sort of looked a little bit different in certain areas, but you guys will know better. But nice classic aircraft. I quite like the look of that. I like the colours of BOAC. It smacks of...
It's classy, isn't it?
Yeah, classic nostalgic type air travel.
You know what it reminds me of? You know what it reminds me of a lot? And you won't know what this is, Ted, but anybody who's watched Battlestar Galactica, the reboot, it reminds me of Colonial One. Not for the look of it, but the colour scheme. If you look at the President's plane, Colonial One, or the President's ship, it has that kind of almost blue and gold and kind of livery white and stuff, and it just reminds me of that.
Did you ever see the old footage of people sitting in an aircraft and going on the holidays? And
like sitting there smoking their cigarette with the wife and a little martini in their glass and stuff.
Yeah, huge plush, comfy seats and
Yeah, there's like 4 seats on. There's like 2 on the left and 2 on the right, and that's it. And there's like 20 seats on the whole plane.
The air hostess is coming around with trays of fruit and things. Nostalgic travel for
in the golden jet age, the jet setters.
Yeah,
when it was the thing.
Yeah, and that started that's made the world. It was about this time the world became smaller, didn't it? And everybody started going on package holidays.
Yeah.
So you could go to Las Palmas.
See, when these planes were in their age in the day, there was no such thing as Ibiza or Torremolinos. None of that. Not unless you're rich.
Right,
Disaster says it's all very Alan Wicker.
Yeah.
In this plane.
Here we are.
This is the Vickers Super VC10. Rich and famous. No, that's not Alan Wicker. That's
Alan Wicker.
David Frost.
Alan Wicker. He was in some Mediterranean company. The sun was beaming down, cracking the pavements, and he was still in his 3-piece suit and tie.
Of course.
Wouldn't take his shirt off. Couldn't undo his collar.
Everything is, every time I try and do an impression like Alan Wicker, I sound like David Frost.
Here we are in Torremolinos. I couldn't do civil aircraft without a DC-3.
DC-3,
Dakota. Yeah. Once again, do it in any colours you want. This is apparently done as a Breitling. There's a little bit of a spiel written down here about this.
This is real Ozark Air, if you want to make it into like a real Podunk Airlines kind of thing.
Do you remember that series a few years ago? Was it on the BBC or something like that? Was it Airline? It was about a guy that left the Air Force and bought himself a DC-3 and started flying sort of private sort of hire and things like that, sort of cargo. I'm sure it was called Airline.
Rings no bells with me. It wouldn't be the kind of thing I watched, to be honest.
It was quite good at the time. But then I think, once again, like the BBC, they made a second series and it was just rubbish. So they let it go. Yeah.
Troughton Child says, yes, you can get it on DVD, Ted.
Oh, can you? Oh, right. I'll have to relook at that. Yeah. So, yep, there's this is the Breitling.
Says, does Italeri make... Hang on, it's moved. Smooth says, does Italeri make it, or is it a Reebok? Can I have the kit, please? Kit number, please. Hang on, which kit are we talking about there, Smooth, or is that a comment to the chat, not to us?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it is a Reebok. It's certainly a kit number 1393.
That's if it's this one. Which kit are we talking about, Smooth?
I think there's some pictures of the bits.
Dave, where's the rum gun bark? Goes a bit fantasy island and says, boss, the plane. The DC-3, yes, it is. What's the kit number? It's on the title.
Hang on, I'll close that.
I don't know if it's the kit number, but the eModels.
Yeah, the eModels. Yeah,
1393.
Oh, as a reference, ITL 1393. Yeah, as a reference there for it.
ITL 1393. Warmington 4242.
4242. Yeah. So there's a colour scheme for it. It's quite nice, that, isn't it? Yeah. The Breitling.
You can't go wrong with the DC-3. Although I prefer it in the sort of green colour with invasion stripes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the big cargo door. Yeah, so this is the cargo version, because the passenger one had a smaller door.
Yeah. Now I've got the Medal of Honor Airborne theme tune in my head, because the title screen on that is all DC-3s.
Now, how did you find that Italieri transit van? Was it okay for flash and things like that?
It was all right. There was a little bit of flash here and there, but everything fit together well. The detail there wasn't a super high amount of detail on it, but it wasn't bad detail that was on it. So it was nice and crisp. I didn't really have any major problems with it. Yeah.
So there were lots of little bits in there. Sure to make a nice kit. It's the Breitling DC-3. As I say, if you want to read up on that, if you have a look on the website, there's a little bit of spiel down there. The DC-3 can even land at airports with a firm or grass runway with a length greater than 100 meters.
Yeah, Smoo mentions about if it's the old tool, the very old tooling of this kit had not particularly great windows. But one trick I learned was for things like planes and stuff, where you have clear parts that go in and they look a bit pants. Just don't use them, and just get some very thin clear plastic and glue it on the inside.
Yeah.
So it covers the bit where the window is, so it looks like thin glass.
Yeah.
Doesn't always work, but I don't think there's an interior on that, is there? So
yeah, no, there's no interior on this.
It's a roadside plane. It's a curbside plane. There's no interior.
And it's a nice 1/72 scale as well, so it'll be quite big.
Tim and Mindy Bickerdike say, "Love the tranny Bill Fox. Thank you very much."
Yeah, good.
It was nice and fun.
Right, here's another one. This is another 144 scale. The Boeing 787. I'm not sure what the difference is. Oh, this is the Dreamliner.
Yeah, this is like the biggest plane in the universe or something.
Yeah,
I can imagine this would be quite big in 144th scale.
Yeah, I think I'm sure that I've flown on the Dreamliner.
It's got the little winglets that stick up at the end of the wings.
Yeah,
it's the new one, isn't it? It's the new big bird.
Yeah, it's released. Yeah, it's been released this year. It's a new release, released on May 2000. Oh, no, I'm reading that wrong. May 2011 it was released. Yeah, so it's a new big bird from Boeing, the 787 Dreamliner. It's got all the comforts and everything you could ever want. I'm sure if anybody's interested and knowledgeable about the Dreamliner, they could tell you with all the facts that I can't tell you because I've forgot them all.
Yay.
But yeah, I know that everybody enthusiasms about this when they hear that they're going on a Dreamliner. So can't feel that bad.
Ted committed all the facts to memory, just not his own memory.
Yes, yeah.
Somebody else's
I completely forgot part of this one. I forgot to look this one up. Right, but yeah, we could do this one. This is the 747, the jumbo jet.
You can't not do a 747.
Okay, you have to do a jumbo jet. And haven't they just gone out of service?
There's still a few going, I think.
Yeah, Air Force One is a jumbo jet, isn't it?
Air Force One is a 747 converted, or it used to be anyway.
Yeah.
It is on the West Wing, which I'm watching at the moment again for the second time.
Yeah. This is I think I'm just making it up now. Yeah, 747. This is the Revell. It's a little bit bigger. It's 145, 150.
Well, 1450, so it'd be quite little tiny fella.
Yeah, a little bit smaller. So yeah, this is that one, and this is in KLM colours, which I didn't know until a little while ago. That the king of it's Norway, isn't it? Norway, KLM. Is KLM Norway?
KLM is Dutch, I think.
Dutch,
Norway, Dutch, Norwegian, Danish. I always get confused as to what name you give all those countries when they all lump together into Scandinavia, and they're not really Scandinavia.
Yeah.
Dutchish.
Yeah, I understand.
Denmark, says Tony Black. The Denmarkish.
Is it the Danish king was actually
UK
a pilot?
says the Netherlands. One of them little floppy countries.
Does anybody out there know? I do know that it was that the king of Denmark used to be a pilot, and nobody knew it was the king. Well, they knew it was the king, but nobody told anybody else that the king, your pilot today is the king.
I would guess that the K in KLM, this is a complete guess, but I guess the K in KLM stands for Koenig or something similar.
Yeah.
Koenig, it's Royal Dutch Airways, so Koenig would be royal, I guess. Koenig, TK or Stein, what is it in Dutch? Please tell me I'm a genius because I got the Koenig bit right.
Make us look intelligent, please.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know how Airways would start with an M.
Never mind. Anyway, whatever it is, you've still got to build a model, a 747.
Kenneth M says, I was trying to move my mouse cursor off the picture and then wondered why it wouldn't move and then realized my cursor was on the other screen. Yeah, I've done that. And I know Ted's screen sharing and I still do it. Yeah,
try and move it. Yeah, so yeah, the KLM 747, cracking aircraft. I've never been on one. I'm sure that there's people out there, probably some of the guys in chat.
I've got some bad news, Ted.
Have you?
Have a look at the chat. We now know what KLM stands for, and I'm going to let you try it first.
Yeah, I can't see the chat.
Can you not? I'll leave it there then. We'll try it when you stop sharing.
Right, I'll come back then. Yeah, but that's it for this week. That's what's in store. That's some of the civil aircraft, just some of the civil aircraft that eModels have got. There's a
we thought we'd do a civil aviation week this week.
Yeah.
We did mention about not enough too many civil aircraft in our selection, but we like to mix it up every week and do different things. So.
Yeah. One thing I did look for, and I couldn't find it because I think that eModels must be out of stock of it. I did look for the Motorhead. Was it the Motorhead airliner? Uh,
I
everybody's
know nothing of these things.
yeah. There's a
What do you mean? Do you mean the Iron Maiden Ed Force One?
that's it. Iron Maiden.
Ed Force One. Even I know about Ed Force One. I didn't like it.
Yeah, Iron Maiden Ed Force One. I looked for it. I couldn't find it.
Ah.
So I don't think it's in stock. Otherwise, I'd have featured that as well. Because I know one or two people are out there are keen to get hold of that model. It hasn't been out very long. Yeah, is it Ed, member of the band that flies it?
No, Ed's the kind of zombie-like main iconic character for eModels. Models for Iron Maiden. You know, like the kind of undead zombie dude, evil. With that,
right.
He's always in all their posters, which are really good, actually.
Yeah,
I did have some Iron Maiden posters on my wall as a kid. I couldn't stand Iron Maiden, but I love the artwork.
Yeah.
Have you taken it off lock as well, Tedward?
Right, I'll take it off lock. I'll just get the chat.
Refer yourself to the chat.
Yeah, can't find the chat.
Yeah.
Chat
Up a little bit. TK and Tony and Zadster and Rhodey giving us the translation.
How far back do I need to go? Right, down wrong scale. I won't put them off. They're no longer available. Down a bit is I can't find it.
Go right to the bottom and then scroll up a little bit.
Right, I'm right at the bottom. Michael Jackman, just the last one.
Go to the first comment by TK from the bottom. Go from the bottom up.
Right. I found it. Konik J. Luchtvat Matish Klappy.
I think we've just ordered something.
Can I have the barbecue sauce, please?
Yeah, with chips. Können Leica Luchtvat Matchapi. Yeah, let's just move on from that. Können Leica Luchtvat Matchapi. It's the IJ bit that throws me. Is it I or E?
Tony Black says the Dutch got all the vowels at the Welsh, haven't they?
Yeah, there was no in it, so I was a bit. There was no.
I wouldn't like to pronounce that idea.
Trout and Chard says Koning landing mashed.
No wonder at the airport they just said, and the next flight is the KLM 430 to Dusseldorf.
Yeah, Koning landing mashed because Alan Carter was flying. Yeah.
Where they are now?
Fun little thing. Rhodey Hobby says not bad, Fox.
Yeah, we tried. We do our best.
Chris says, what does it mean though? I think somebody answered it was a Royal Dutch Airlines. That doesn't translate to that, does it at all? That's not what it translates to. King, royal, Koning is king or royal. So is it Royal Dutch? Luchtvaart is obviously airline. Matt Shappy, I don't know what that means. Go on, translate for us, folks. Mrs. TK is laughing out loud. Loud.
Yeah.
You can apply some common sense that, you know, because Koning is king in German.
I think he's made it up.
Well, no, I think Koning is clearly king because, like, German's König, isn't it?
Is that
Koning Leica would be maybe royal. Luchtvaart is a bit. Lucht suggests like it's to do with flight. So
yeah, Lufthansa.
Airlines. But Matt Shappy, no idea. Yeah. Some languages you can kind of intuit. Royal Dutch Airline. There you go. Okay.
Right. I've just spotted that thing about Iron Maiden. The lead singer Bruce Dickinson is a certified pilot. I knew it was.
Certified something.
Sorry, yeah. Certified yeah. Right. We've had our fill of Dutch for tonight. Should we see what else?
I did get a shout from a couple of people in chat. Guten Abend, meine Freunde. There you go.
Freunde. Guten Abend, meine Freunde.
Good evening, my friends.
Good evening.
Auf Deutsch.
Muss Gott.
Auf Deutsch. I really must learn German. I must make it my mission to learn German. Oh, Matt Shappy is company.
It's like company.
So where is Dutch in that name then? Because you've got royal.
I think they've just got all the letters and just put them on.
I don't know where the Dutch come. Let's just move on from this, shall we?
Yes.
Anyway, before we get an international incident.
Yeah. Right. We'll go back.
We're capable of doing that right now. That we don't need to get involved.
Yeah. So we've done nostalgia tonight and we've done Dutch.
Yep.
Next week, we'll be looking at Spanish.
We haven't so much done Dutch, just stuffed it up. But...
Yeah. Next week, we'll be looking at Spanish and German.
Oh God.
Right, Jimmy Bourne. Hi, Ted and Fox. Do you know any websites that sell 120 F1 drivers? I can't think of any 120 scale F1 drivers. Does anybody out there know of any F1 drivers?
I would have thought that maybe Tamiya made one, because they do.
I think they do actually.
Scale, they do 24th scale.
He's looking for a driver to go in with his 120th Red Bull Racing Renault.
That's on scale.
Yeah, is that the right scale? Yeah, for his Red Racing Renault. Have a look at the Tamiya ones and see if they fit. That's all I can suggest. I do know that Tamiya do some drivers. And what is the best way to make a racing track diorama?
Sergeant Barrett says there is a Senna in 120th scale.
Yeah, that would do them if you get a Senna.
If it's like a Tamiya or something, drop the guys at eModels a call. They can probably get hold of it. If it's a standard manufactured kit like Revell or Tamiya or something like that that's common for cars and stuff, drop the eModels guys an email and they'll see if they can find it for you.
Yeah, if there's just a Senna available in 122nd, I would suggest get that and paint it a different colour.
Yeah.
So have a go at that. And is there a way of making a racing track diorama? Have a look at Coastal Kits, Coastal Bases, see if they do a racing track. I think they do. I think there's some out there for motorbikes.
Don't know. They tend to work in 172nd and 144th scale a lot though. So have a look there, because you can repurpose them. TK says, just to go back to the Dutch, TK confirms that Koninklijk is royal, Luchtvaart is air travel, and Maatschappij is company. So there's no Dutch in there at all. It's the Royal Airline. It's the Royal Air Travel Company. There you go.
Yeah, and they like it difficult.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Any more questions for you guys out there? There's what is the questions in the chat?
Throw questions up in the chat.
Yeah, right. While you're thinking of your questions, I think we can go ahead and announce last week's winner.
Yes, there's a good point.
Yeah, we didn't do that, did we?
Yes.
I'll just do a quick screen share.
Rody says the Dutch aren't difficult. You just need a good beer, Ted, and then you can speak it perfectly.
Yeah.
Are you locked on you or me?
No, I'm locked on. I haven't locked it. So, yeah, this is what we were giving away last week. This is the Tamiya 1/35th scale anti-tank gun, the Archer. We're giving this away. Right, I'll stop screen sharing.
We're giving this away, are we, Ted?
We're giving this away.
Giving this away. You went almost. There's lovely. What's occurring?
With all the plastic in the box.
Plastic in the valleys. There's lovely.
Right.
I've got to be really careful because I keep finding my foot just near the big off switch on my power block. On my
yeah, so if you suddenly go blank and leave me on my own again. Yeah.
I'm still here. Yeah, I don't do that.
Right, shall we announce the winner of that fantastic kit?
Do it.
I did write it down, but where did I write it down at? There it is. I'll circle it so I can see it. Right. So,
Ted, reveal.
Right. If you commented on the... I'm out of focus. Am I out of focus? Sorry.
You're always out of focus, Ted.
I'm not stalling for time or anything like that.
No. Well, while you're go on.
Yeah, right. If you commented last week on the video, it was Good Luck eModels.
Yep.
And they did well as well. They had a great night out, and they were in work next day with a hangover.
It can't be that great a night because they remember they didn't win. So
yeah. If you commented and your comment was number 45, you are the winner. So well done.
Yes.
Oh, I need to tell them who it is, isn't it?
Yeah, you might want to expand on that one a little bit.
Right, I'll get the hang of
this. That's
how
it works, Ted.
Right, yeah. So if you're counting up now and you're getting to comment number 45. Comment number 45 was by Gareth Redfern. Well done, Gareth.
Well done, Gareth.
Yeah, your name was picked at random by a random name picker thingy.
That's what it says on the tin.
Yeah, you press the button and it picks a name, and Gareth Redfern won it. So if you are watching Gareth, drop me a line to ted@emodels.co.uk. If you're watching later in the week, drop me a line to ted@emodels.co.uk with your details.
Most importantly, say in the email what it is you've won.
Yes,
because
please.
The guys at eModels will get it and go, wait, he's won something. What did he win? Oh, we have to go and watch the video now.
Yeah,
they don't know what we've given away, so do tell them what you've actually won.
Yeah, But yeah, it's good. Yeah, well done to you. I hope you enjoy the model. When you do get it built, send us a picture for the gallery and let's have a look at it. Yeah, cool.
Yep, cool. Very quickly, a question from Sergeant Bones who said, "Ich habe eine Frage, was sagt der Fuchs?" And the answer is, I think that's the answer. If you know your German. Ich habe eine Frage, was sagt der Fuchs? Yes, der Fuchs ist schlau und stellt sich dumm. Bei Menschen ist es andersrum. There you go. Bit of German.
All right, here's the name down there. Ertel Jan Widwurf.
Wait, what? We're doing what?
Just down the bottom, just above, just down below all the hand claps.
Well done.
Van
der Werf.
Van der Werf.
I'm always fluent in English, but when we got from the boat before Telford, the first few encounters we had to make to switch. And the first time I went to French, because I used to be able to speak French till I got old. First time I went to France and actually had to speak French, I forgot how to speak French. I felt super uncomfortable actually trying to speak French to real French people. I was like, in my mind, I'm just sitting there going, da, 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 da. It's really weird having to force yourself to speak a different language because you have to.
You guys like TK, Benoit, and everybody else that can speak the two languages.
Oh God, yeah.
Well done. Yeah.
Well, it's purely because in most other countries, children are taught more than one language from a young age, whereas in Britain, we're not taught. It's pants. It was when I was at school. It was like you learn a bit of French in secondary school or German. Occasionally, you might learn some Latin or Greek if you're in the smart set. I wasn't in the smart set, and I wish I'd chosen German, not French.
Yeah, I started off doing German, and I went to night school to do German, and still don't know German. Adrian David said, "What is the gallery price?"
Yes, I noticed that. Have we had confirmation yet?
We haven't actually. We don't know. But it will be announced nearer the time. And
it might be the kind of thing we announce when we actually announce the winner. So you never know. It might be just a big surprise.
Yeah, we'll do it somewhere. Yeah, it's not long to go. So if you have got any pictures of your model builds to put into the gallery, get them in. We've got a few days left.
Yeah, Troughton Child Clear has eyes like an outhouse rat, let's say politely. He asks if it's Gru guarding the bat phone.
Ah, right.
Yes, it is Gru guarding the bat phone.
Yeah, little Gru. Picked him up for the granddaughter at Telford last year, I think.
Painted by yours, Tedward, truly.
Yeah, painted by me. It was my first go at it's done in oils. First go at painting oils.
Yeah,
and I loved it. Yeah, so yeah, Dave, if you're doing your Centaur oil painting, so where to go?
Yeah. Elta van der Werf has had to head off. So good night, matey.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Tony Black said, I always wondered if Dutch people knew that Darth Vader was Luke's father. Vader father. Maybe something in that one.
A different name in the translation.
Right.
Right. Should we give something away, Ted?
Should we give something? Is it that time again?
Yeah. Mike Mountain literally just typed cheese and onion as I was about to say that.
Right. Right, we've got a couple of things to give away this week, haven't we? Once again, we've got the eModels mug. I
don't know what that music meant. That was like comedy.
Yeah, you'll have to compose some announcement music.
Yeah, but we've got no way to play it.
I'll play it.
I'll just have it going. This is an announcement. Pay attention.
Moog.
Now, despite everybody typing Dunkelgelb and salt and vinegar, can't type an answer till A, we've asked the question, and B, we've said go.
Yeah.
But we appreciate your vim.
Yeah. Vim? Cleaning stuff. Vim.
Samu asks if he's got an update on the mugs because he's hadn't has his yet and he's still waiting on it from the printers.
Yeah, I think they probably are still waiting for the mugs. Whether we should still be giving them away, I don't know, but they will be on order.
Yes.
Get them out to you as soon as they get them.
They were waiting for them. They had some problems with the printing of the mugs. That's why they've been delayed a little bit.
Yeah. So we'll get them to you as soon as we can. So we're going to do the mug first, and then we're going to do the stickers.
So far, we've got Dunkelgelb, salt and vinegar, purple, pink, Pan Am, Elastoplast.
Yeah. What's
Chris
the name of the
Dutch question? We actually planned this week, Chris. Ted's actually got a question ready.
Yeah,
Says Mike Mountain.
So is that for a sticker or is it for a mug?
Let's do it for a mug.
Let's do it for a mug. All right. Right, I do have a question. Right. On the Archer.
Now remember, you can't answer till Ted says go.
Yeah, on the Archer tank kit. On the Archer tank kit, which there's a number of crew members. How many? No, we won't do that one. But what does BOAC stand for? Go.
Go. Now remember, if you've already got a mug, you're more than welcome to try and get another one. But if you've got one, you don't want another one, don't answer the question. Let everybody else have a chance.
Yeah. Yeah. What does BOC stand for?
BOAC.
BOAC.
442. They're all answering how many crew members because there's a lag between what you say when they type the answer. Zasta says lol cruel. Then there's a pause while everybody Googles it. Airways, British Overseas Airways, the Truckle Brothers. Helly Hansen, British Overseas Airways Corporation.
Yeah, Phil Kett.
Phil Kett.
British Overseas Airways Corporation.
Yeah, well done, Phil. You've won yourself and mug.
Yeah.
To be sent to you as soon as they get them from the printers.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. That's that one. So,
I hope you're keeping a list of the mug winners, Ted, in case we have the last 10 people that won the mug.
Yeah. No, yeah. So, usually they send me an email and I just fire it down to Pete and the crew and they get it out.
So Phil, pop an email to Ted, ted@emodels.co.uk with your address and tell him you won a mug so he knows what he's sending you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
If we get desperate, Ted will just send you his mug. He won't get it.
Right, thank you very much. Yeah, that was good, wasn't it? Once again, we had a bit of a quick turnaround. So you can't start typing until you know what.
Because he's using what the BOAC numbers like 4, 3, 2, 6. I'm like, wait. Right. Charter's big overhead aimed contraption. TK's off to bed. Behave. Take care, TK. Thank you for coming.
Good night, TK. Thank you very much for coming in to help us.
British Overseas Dunkelgelb Vinegar.
Yeah. I'm just checking that we've got no more emails that come in.
Emails. Emails. For those wondering, you can see I've made no further progress on my big Unicorn Gundam. This week was going to be the getting it all primed with the UMP Gloss Black. However, it's been a week of making videos and video production editing this week, so haven't had time.
I'm doing the same, actually. Tomorrow, I begin editing the U-boat build. The engine is now finished, weathered, and coloured.
You want to stay boaty, that's it. So stay.
That's U-boat.
I know it'll just go out of focus, but give us a clip. Looks like a steam train. There you go.
It's in. Hang on, I'll focus it in a little bit better. There we go.
Oh, look at that! That is gorgeous.
Yeah. So that's all. That's once again done in oils and the oil brushes, and weathered, and sort of a bit of dry brushing as well. So that's all going in there, and I've got the video finished now, so it will all be edited tomorrow and hopefully up on the tubes by the end of the day.
Zadster says, wow, that engine. Nate Bliss says, wow. The Triple says, dope, Ted. Seems to be referring to the engine, not commenting on your state of mentality. Generally good comments from the chat there.
Yeah, good.
And
I'll probably send a few pictures across to eModels to put a few teasers up just while I'm getting the video edited. And then I'm going to crack on, get the rest of it done. I have 2 compartments left to build. I'm just going to crack on and build them. I'll do a bit of a show and tell in the next video just to show here's the bits I've built, and then we can crack on and get on with the outside, which you've all been waiting for. For the videoing. Yeah.
For those that don't know, that's been the sticking point with the build, is that once Ted's filmed and shown you how to build a compartment, there's no value to him filming and showing you building the other 6 compartments. So that's why there's been a gap between him building the first few sections and then getting the rest of it done, because there's not really much to show you in each one that's different. So there's no point doing that. So he's just waiting to get these done, then he can show you the outside. Question from Dave Barker. Dave, why is the room gone Barker? Question on lighting. How do I stop light bleed from under the turret?
Sorry, Dave, I forgot that one. Yeah, I did. I have got your question. Yeah.
What is the 1350 Dreadnoughts for my benefit?
It's the 1350. It's the 1350 scale Dreadnought from Trumpeter. Remember we looked at some ships a few weeks ago?
Oh, is it? Okay, I was going to say,
if
you said it's the 1350 Dreadnought, I would have virtually slapped you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a Dreadnought class ship that we looked at a few years ago. In fact, a few weeks ago. In fact, it was HMS Dreadnought. What I could suggest, Dave, is that when you're fitting the turrets into the deck, I'm not sure how they fit. Whether they just fit in an opening and twist in like a tank turret, or they just sit in. I'm assuming there isn't the full barbette underneath of the tank of the turret and has all the stages of the loading platforms and things like that. So what I would do is put your lighting in the deck, and then either put a false deck in, or you could seal around the turret openings. If you get me, I'll do a little bit of a diagram. If you get me here, the turret opening would be here like this. The turret would sit in there like that. I'll show you this in a moment.
He's drawing live on telly.
I'm drawing live on telly, and my artwork isn't.
While you're drawing that, I'll give you some more feedback. Chris says, "Lovely Ted words about your engine."
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome, Ted. Wayne Haywood. Wow, Tony Black. I can practically smell the heated oil. Spidic 8 says, "How did the U-boat crews get hold of Leyland green engine paint though?"
Yeah, they stole it. Yeah.
On a Friday afternoon, all the Leyland guys have gone off to the pub, so doesn't it?
Yeah, they'll have stole it with a bus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, here's the deck with your turret. Here's the deck with your turret opening in it. Now then, you can either just cover that across there in plasticard, or you could put a little collar around it in plasticard. You get this, and then cover this in plasticard, and then it would stop the light from leaking through.
I have no concept of any of this because I obviously have no idea.
Do you understand that? Hopefully you understand that.
Yeah.
And also, I think I mentioned in an email that I sent you back to you, what I would do as well, instead of using white LEDs, I'd use warm white ones that give a yellowish type glow. It won't be as stark. Because those ships were using tungsten lights.
They were using incandescent bulbs, weren't they?
Yeah, incandescent bulbs. Yeah, they'll be using them. So it won't be stark, bright white. And it will look better as well to be a bit of a yellow glow.
Adrian David asks, I assume about the U-boat. Awesome engine, Ted. Have you another engine to build?
No, there's only one engine. There's only one engine in this. It's because it's cut away at the side. They've removed one engine so you can see into the engine room.
Can you imagine having to build both of them, Ted?
Yeah, so there would be no room to build another one. I did see somebody that was building another one today as well. They said they were opening both sides of it, but yeah, cracking if they could.
Well, they could always buy 2 kits and then have us. That's a very expensive way to get another engine there.
Yeah, so hopefully, Dave, that's if you want any more clarification on that, just email me and we'll try and talk it through and explain a little bit better. Use the Festus says he's used those LEDs in his bus, nice and yellow. Yeah, give a nice glow to that.
Yeah, but if you're doing anything like that, like World War II stuff, you never want to use white LEDs because they didn't have white LEDs. Yeah. They had, like Ted says, tungsten bulbs like normal. What did I say?
Incandescent.
Incandescent bulbs. Go and get an old light bulb. It's not white. It's slightly yellowy. So, and it just makes it look a lot more. It scales it down as well and makes it look much more convincing. If you get a bright white LED in there, even if it's supposed to be bright white LED and it's to scale, it just looks a bit wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
He says, "Thanks, Ted."
No problem. Anytime. Yeah, that's what we're here for. And it's something I like. I'd love to see that kit when it's built, actually, because I've been looking at that.
The whole conversation in German going on in the chat, by the way. Roger says, "Hey Frankie, wie geht's Alter?" Frankie says, "Ich bin müde, sonst ist alles klar, Sergeant."
All right.
Yeah. I may not know what it says, but I like reading it out. I do like reading out German stuff. Gareth Redfern says, "Ted, did you get my email?"
Gareth, which one's?
He's the one that won the prize.
I haven't got it yet. It
won the Archer.
It may pop through in a moment.
Did you send it to? I'll put it in chat on my keyboard. To that address. There you go. Send it there, Gareth. Yeah. I do like reading German out, even though I'm not very good at it. I don't know what it means. I don't know what most of it says.
Even when you're being nice and romantic in German, it sounds harsh.
Sergeant Bow says, "You do it pretty damn good, Fox." Well, thank you.
Oh, well,
Das ist richtig.
it's watching all those German war films, isn't it?
Playing all the Medal of Honor games. Nobody can say Pussy Granata like I can.
Right. Yeah. I'll just wait for your email to come through, Gareth. But if I don't, when it comes through, if it's not live on air, I'll just I'll ping you a reply back. If you don't hear,
Workshop says Fox voiced meine Kugelschreiber. Kugelschreiber. Where is my something? Schreiber is pen, I think. Wer das liest ist doof. Anyway, let's stop talking German for 99% of people watching who don't speak German. It's just I just love the sound of German. It sounds so, I don't know. I was a synthesizer player for many years, so to me it sounds not mechanical, but it has a certain angularity to it that I really appreciate. A sort of, I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just, I just love it. Ball pen, there you go.
Lynn's looking for somebody to teach her German.
Kugelschreiber, ball pen. Le plume de ma tante.
Right.
Yes, and I've got a learn German thing downstairs, but that's just like an episode of Hello Hello.
Right, isn't it another giveaway now? Don't we have a sticker?
Let's do another giveaway. Another Una alle und Una. No, I won't even try it.
Do we give a sticker away?
I don't think we gave away a sticker.
Have you got a question for it?
I don't think we have a sticker. I mean,
yeah, this is where we look around.
We got to think of a question now.
Yeah, this is where we look around, thinking, "Cracky, it sneaked up on us." We haven't got a question for.
Okay, I've got an easy question. Okay,
Michael Jacobin. Michael Jacobin says, "Alarm!"
Zadster says Kling Klang. That was the name of the recording studio where Kraftwerk made their recordings. Kling Klang Studio. Right, here's a question for you. Now, remember, you can't answer till I say go. Okay. Now, if you remember earlier on, we showed you a load of civil aviation aircraft, and I made mention of making planes in the 1970s. So what I want to know is, when I showed you my Tamiya extra thin earlier on, what colour was the lid? Go.
Yeah, good one.
We're getting into a habit of doing this, aren't we? Throwing them with the odd questions.
Yeah,
what colour was the lid of my Tamiya extra thin cement that I showed earlier on?
Yeah, you can't preempt the questions now.
Oh, there you go. Straight in. Trot and Chard says green.
Trot and Chard, thank you very much.
Well done, Trot and Chard. Das ist richtig.
Yeah, see, you can't preempt the question now and start typing and hoping.
We're gonna. But then sometimes we'll actually just give you that question anyway. You'll be like, oh wait, I can do that. Oh no. Yeah. We're gonna mix it up.
Yeah. Well, we'll stop. We'll stop all this cheating. Yeah. How dare you cheat? Yeah. Ostrich said Dunkelgelb.
Yeah.
It was the wrong shade of Dunkelgelb.
Yeah. Frankie Goes to Hollywood says, keine Sorge, am Ende wird hier noch Deutsche geschrieben und gesprochen. I love saying it. I don't know if I'm doing it, but I just love reading it out. And I always feel proud when I get one of them like words that's like 300 characters long because they just put all the words together rather than make new words and they actually get it right. I love doing that.
Yeah. All the words with no spaces. German.
Yeah. Well, that's the sort of the Latin-based Germanic languages rather than compacting words.
I think that's what Lynn could do instead of learning German. You just put all the words together with no spaces, and it's German.
Yeah, they just got all the descriptive words. So if you had like a large, scary brown bear, we might come up with a different name for it. The German would just call it large, scary brown bear, but put all those 4 words together and make it a word. I love it. It's great.
Right. I haven't had any emails come through yet, people, but they may pop through later on. Sometimes my internet connection out here in the shed can be a little bit sporadic.
Shed net.
Yeah. It might mean they might not come through, but we will get them. I'll use when they come through.
Hang on, I'm getting an update from the producers. What's this? An easy introduction, beginner's German, by Rosie McNabb. Excellent. And I have to find time.
That's not a Germanic name, is it? Rosie McNabb.
No. Lynn Dipple says, "Do you mean like this fox? All as one word." Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
But the only problem with this is, let me show you something. This is how old this is.
Yeah, Lynn, just put ick. Do you mean like this fox?
It's got a cassette.
Oh.
It's like, who even has a cassette player anymore? Please repeat the phrase after the beep. If it was French, it would be écoutez et répétez. Bonjour, je m'appelle Pierre. That's how it works.
I remember my French lessons at school was a matter of
Mum, everybody says hello, by the way. There you go.
My French lessons at school was done on a slide projector, but it wasn't slide. It was like a roll of film that you put through the projector. Wow. Remember the 35mm film? It was like a lesson done on that, and you turned it to the next slide. And
we had a language lab, which is just a desk with like a pair of headphones and stuff. But here's one for folks watching in England who may have gone to school in the 70s or 80s. Who remembers Le Français Aujourd'hui, the textbook with the Bertillon family? Monsieur Bertillon and Madame Bertillon and the two kids and the cat.
I think I remember that.
Was called Mickey and the dog was called Kiki, I think.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, Monsieur Bertillon worked at Orly Airport as a douanier, as a customs official. And Mrs. Bertillon was a housewife because it was the 1970s and 80s.
Mm.
A couple of people remembered. There were three kids, Alain and two others. I remember there was Alain. What were the kids called? Alain and something else. I can't remember. Jean-Paul and Marie-France. Marie-Claude. The girl was called Marie-Claude.
Tronchat says Spanish for 6 years and he knows nothing. I know nothing. I don't know nothing.
I can speak Spanish. I can't really. There you go. As best as I can speak. Folks will tend to do a how to speak German blog. Yeah, we need to actually be able to speak German. That's the thing. Chris says my French teacher hated me for some reason. We actually, this sounds really bad, but like for 6-7 years at secondary school, we had the most boring French teachers ever. Apart from 1 year when we got an actual transfer teacher from France, and she was like 24 and quite pretty. And we all really paid attention and learned quite a lot in that lesson for that year she was there. So like 1 year, we actually did got some good grades.
Yeah, it's amazing how if the teacher's good looking, how you pay attention.
Yes. Zadster remembers all the good French videos started with the Jean-Michel Jarre music. Yes, they started with Magnetic Fields Part 2 because I love Jean-Michel Jarre. I've got all the albums until about 1986, then they stopped. It was always Magnetic Fields Part 2 that they used to start with. That was the BBC French program.
Until you said you recognised the French videos, I thought you was on about some of the French videos, but never mind.
No. They weren't very good. Let's just be honest. So basically, I've got a book. I think there's a book downstairs, and I've got a cassette I can't use. So I'll have to find a DVD version of that.
You could put a cassette player in your car.
I've not got a cassette player in my car. I've got a CD player. That's just as bad. I'm still retro with the CD player in my car. I can't even plug an MP3 in sticker in or anything like that. So
you can have your cassette player in the car, and you can guarantee you're halfway down the motorway and it starts all coming out.
I never did that. But the problem with CDs is when you're on a three-hour drive, I can't change the CD because I haven't got a CD changer. I've got literally whatever CD's in the stereo, so I can't be like flipping about with the CD while I'm driving. So I'm like, yeah, it's Stargate again.
You could press the mix-up button just to mix it up a little bit.
You've got literally about 45 minutes worth of music that you have to listen to, or just pull in the services every half hour and swap the CD out.
Philip Rhodes says, how to lose eModels European customer base in one YouTube live stream. Yeah, thank you all you Germans for watching.
Well, I think I may have impressed the German viewers with my awesome.
I think we've attracted some. Yeah, I think we could have attracted some Germans, lost some Dutch.
Well, if you will, embarrassed them. I think we just made the Dutch shake their heads.
Yeah, I think
a little bit of French, which wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I think that's why TK headed to bed, because he couldn't stand it anymore.
Yeah,
and of course we've got American. We can do American next year.
We can. Although when I did I always thought I did a good American accent until I actually did that little eModels News Network video the other day, and then I played it back. And I'm like, wow, my American accent actually sucks. It's not very good at all.
Matt Denby says we're making a strong case for Brexit. I think we're better at Brexit as well. It's quite.
Lynn Dipple says she speaks two languages, English and Texan.
The Texans, right. Gareth Redfern. I've got your email, Gareth.
Yay!
Yes, got it. Yep. Yeah,
Jolly good.
that's the email. So you send me your details. Yeah, we've got the right email now. Yeah. Right.
How long have we been going to? We've been going for blimey 2.25 hours.
2.25 hours. It's going. It's an epic, isn't it?
Yeah. Starts conversationing about conversationing.
Yeah, people are joining now, thinking, wondering what's been going on. We've got two hours to go back on. Yeah. On that note, we are. I think we're still going to have an epic. We're going to have a Christmas special because we're not going to be around on Christmas Day, are we?
Yeah, Christmas Day. No.
We've been far
on Christmas Day. It's Monday.
Yeah, we'll be far too drunk for that and full of turkey.
We have a snifter of sherry and potentially other things happening on Christmas Day.
Mince pie and a port.
Philip Rose says he's half German, quarter Welsh, and quarter Yorkshire. He's pure mongrel. I'm half Irish, half Scottish, so I'm pallid and confused.
Yeah, I'm just a Lancashire lad.
Hey up. Up in his rig, lad.
Up in his rig. Yeah. Go and get clogs on. Right. Right, yeah, we will do a Christmas special. We'll have words with Peter, and we'll do maybe a live build of something. We'll have some fun.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll do a bit of a Christmas special.
We'll try and work through the sherry haze, and
yeah.
Don't forget, of course, as well as someone mentioned too earlier on, we will be drawing another gal. Wow, that's a terrible train wreck of a sentence I started there. Let me just.
It's worse than I. That's worse than mine.
Let me just pull that one back. Right, let's try it again. We will be pulling a new winner on the 1st of December for the monthly gallery draw, where we go in and we pick just one of the 5-star rated reviews on the gallery section on the eModels website that we like. And we pick that out, and that person wins a prize, as yet unconfirmed what that prize is. Pete, mate. We haven't had confirmation yet. Pete, mate.
Pete, mate.
No, just saying.
Hint.
But yes, there will be a prize, so we will do that on the 1st and announce that on the 1st, I guess. Which is when? What day is it today, Ted?
Well, it's the 27th day. I was just looking it up to see what day it would be.
That might be Saturday. It could be Friday.
It's Monday the 27th. Hang
on. I've got my calendar. It's behind my camera. Hang on. When? Next
Friday.
Next Friday.
This Friday.
This Friday. Wow, we're just all organised.
This Friday is the 1st.
Yes, so we will sort something out. We might do a little live stream again like we did last time, just a quick 10-minute announcement.
Adrian Davis said, what about New Year's Day? That's on a Monday as well, isn't it?
So, yeah, might not be in a fit state on New Year's Day.
What we could do something between Christmas and New Year and then cover both days.
Yeah. Because New Year's Day and Christmas Day, not good days. We've got family and stuff, so that's the downside with family commitments and things like that. So
I've got to carve what's left of the turkey and make turkey sandwiches.
Plus, it's Christmas lectures, and we've got to watch.
Yeah, we've got to watch all the films. Yeah, I've got some Star Wars to catch up on too.
Yeah, I've got Jason and the Argonauts to watch, and Aladdin and
Great Escape.
All them films you get on New Year's Day. But yes, we will do a little maybe if we can get one doing on the live. I'm doing it again, Ted. Gone on for too long. If we can do a little sort of 10-minute live stream on the 1st, if I can grab Ted, or even if it's just me, we'll announce the winner on the 1st. So make sure to upload some pictures of your builds if you haven't already to the gallery. Make sure to review people's work so they can then pay it back and review yours. And it's just emodels.co.uk/gallery. One picture per build, please.
Yeah. Right, yes, and we want to see them. And remember, it doesn't have to be a model from eModels. Just get a
it could be it could be something you scratch built. Out of plastic cups and a bit of string. It doesn't matter what it is. We really want to see those pictures.
Right. Right, the phone hasn't gone tonight, so I guess the karaoke is going on a bit much at the yacht club tonight. So
I told you he's probably doing Nothing Compares to You again. I told you it's a 45-minute special, that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if you hit the loop button, in which case the entire yacht club's knackered now.
Yeah. You did say that it might not be a karaoke tonight. It might be the bingo. So that could be taking them up. Yeah. So anyway.
Reading out the numbers.
Yeah. But
the numbers is RP.
Well, he's had a busy week. He's had that awards ceremony last Wednesday. Then he had Black Friday. Then it's been busy over the weekend. So he's probably just having to lie down.
Yeah. I've seen him do bingo though. It's not pleasant to watch. It's not good.
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh,
2:45.
Yeah, we've had reports of fighting coming through from the yacht club. When the
Little Ducks, 17. You've not quite got the hang of the bingo.
Yeah. Right.
Ladies, 7.
Yeah, that's it. I can see it now. Yeah, but it's going to be regatta day soon as well at the yacht club.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, it's going to be regatta, so they might be preparing for that, putting the bunting up and things like that.
They'll hang around on the local canal.
Yeah. Out water sports on the canal.
Yeah, they'll fight with the local lockkeeper.
Yeah.
Let me out. No. You're to shipping, you're staying in there. Oh, go on.
Right, yeah. Anyway, time to call it a night before we go on and on and on and on and on and on and ad infinitum. But yes, thank you everybody. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a great night. Yeah, it's been a great night tonight. We've gone on for it's
a lifetime, Ted.
20 past 11 now.
It's past lifetime sometimes.
Past my bedtime. Yeah.
People have work to go to tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I can have a lay-in tomorrow. No work for me tomorrow, but I'm going to get down and crack on and edit this video so we can get it all for you tomorrow, hopefully in the same day. Right, good night, everybody. Thank you, everybody, and thanks to our moderators for helping us out tonight. I know TK's gone to bed. Chris is still there. He'll be there till we shut down, and the little white box appears on the middle of the screen, and it goes beep.
My telly actually does that, you know.
Does it?
Well, it goes like that. But it doesn't do that. So they've half got it right. It's a fake effect to make it look like it's... Never mind, carry on. Let's not go there.
Yeah, you used to have to wait till the valves warm down. You could still see, when you turn the telly off, you could look in the back and still see the valves glowing as they cool down.
Yes. I think we should... I think the best way to wrap up would be like, that's all from us here on Granada TV tonight. We hand you over now to either Piccadilly Radio or Radio City.
The chat,
just a reminder, once again.
Have a look in the chat.
Have a look at the chat. Bye-bye, guys. Cheers, guys.
Keep going up.
eModels Limited, exclamation mark.
Look who's posted it.
Look who's posted what?
I didn't do that.
You didn't do that?
I didn't do that.
You didn't do that?
I didn't do that.
Ooh. Sometimes the guys are in the chat, all super secrets. All super secret squirrel.
Yeah.
They're watching you. They're complaining their Christmas lists.
There's Lord Barclay said we're just about to play the national anthem.
Frankie says, recht herzlichen Dank für die Sendung. Sendung, Z, not an S. Danke für die Sendung. Gute Nacht und bis zum nächsten Mal.
Right.
Gute Nacht, meine Freunde.
Time to call it a night, everybody. Wish you all a good night, and thanks to the guys at eModels for letting us do this on their channel. And so he's probably not the karaoke tonight then.
Maybe he's still packing. I don't know. He might be still doing packing orders.
He
could be at work.
Yeah, he's probably not be around to get into the. He's probably still at work. That's probably why he's not at the karaoke tonight, because it's a direct line to the yacht club.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Okay, right. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much for your chat. Thank you very much for your time. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope to see you next week. You never know what's going to happen next week, because neither do we.
Yeah, so we don't plan this stuff.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Yes.
Wave. Keep going. Bye.
Can't wave with both hands because then they know you pressed the button.